Hello and welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning in to the daily live stream, and welcome to the Dean Withers Show. For everybody tuning in on YouTube, thank you so much for being here, as I just said. And of course, to the handful of people that have already tuned in over on TikTok, the 7.5 thousand of y'all, I appreciate you for being here as well. Today, folks, we have a lot to go through. Not only do we have the breaking news surrounding Pam Bondi's appearance in Congress earlier today, which was an absolute mess. I mean, the Trump administration is crumbling right in front of our eyes. It's crazy. It is sincerely insane. But I also have some very serious allegations against me that I need to address. So we're going to be spending the first little bit of the live going over the allegations. But before we do that, we are going to just talk about the breaking news real quick. So like I said, Pam Bondi appeared in front of Congress earlier today, and it was an absolute disaster. Huge shout out to Aaron Parnas for doing some reporting on the issue. I'm actually going to be pulling a couple of videos from him right now. First and foremost, here's one clip that I want to play for you all, where seemingly a congressman is able to catch Pam Bondi breaking the law. So let's take a listen.
Discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's the video.
It's just showing a video of Trump and Epstein.
Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaiming my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock.
Stop
the clock.
The legislation. This is
Time
Time
belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was gonna stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
So that was a congressman by the name of Mr. Lowe talking to Pam Bondi earlier today on Capitol Hill. And we heard not just Mr. Lowe go after Pam Bondi for truth and transparency surrounding Donald Trump's involvement in the Epstein files, his involvement with Epstein, and if there's any evidence to support that he could have possibly committed a crime, not just from him, but from many other people on Capitol Hill today. And in response, what did we see? We saw an explosion of nothingness, of nonsense, of anger from Pam Bondi. Okay, in response to his question, is there any evidence that, the guy who Epstein considered to be one of his best friends that we know who's hanging out with, that we know was sending letters to Epstein depicting the bodies of naked children with a statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret. Is there any evidence that that guy, committed a crime with Epstein? And she responds by just saying, that's ridiculous. It's nonsense. He never did that. He's the best president ever. We're so transparent. And he grilled her ass. And we saw that for 2 hours straight. And of course, we're going to be talking more and more as the days progress about exactly what we saw today. So I think it is very, very, very cool to finally see some Democrats in Congress growing a spine, standing up, and detesting the Trump administration. Now, second order of business, because we still have more to do before we hop into the debates. There's another creator on TikTok. So if you're watching over on YouTube right now, you're probably not too familiar with her. She's a rather small creator. So I have a feeling like a vast majority of y'all just don't know who she is. We're going to go ahead and take a listen in to what she posted on her TikTok account and what she had to say about me and what she had to say about Parker.
When Dean and Parker came out and said that I sexually harassed them, the only way I could describe how that felt was like genuinely feeling my brain split in two. Like it changed my brain chemistry because I could not believe it. Sans the context of why they even said this, but let's address the accusation itself, right? Dean Parker and I used to be friends. We used to be a trio, dare I say. We would go live together every single day. You'll probably be able to find clips of them. I probably still have clips in my phone somewhere from like 2 years ago. Pre-blow up, this shit was Dean, Parker, Tashika. When I first started doing debates on here, I wasn't doing Trump debates. I was doing like pro-sexuality debates. I was doing like body count debates and feminism debates. And that's what I was doing. And in this, my entire shtick was that I was like making sex jokes mid-debate and being funny. And that was my entire thing. And then one day, Dean and Parker DM'd me on Discord talking about how much they love my content and how much they want me to stay around. And after that point, we were a trio. We worked heavily together every single day. And the thing that is so crazy about the sexual harassment allegations is that we planned it. Like, when I would be on live with them and I would make like inappropriate jokes, right? Not even specifically to them, just like in general and shit. This is planned. Like, when the live streams would end, the three of us would be on FaceTime for hours, literally just talking about money and how we orient the next.
So there's the general synopsis. The general idea that we're getting from this creator, whose name is Tashika, who's somebody that me and my friend Parker used to be friends with a handful of years ago, is that me and Parker accused her of sexual harassment. That's what she's saying. And in all reality, she was not sexually harassing us because the jokes that she would make on my live stream, on Parker's live stream, and on her live stream were pre-planned and agreed to by me and Parker with her. So we just came out of left field when we said that we felt uncomfortable with the comments that she made. We just came out of left field when we said that she had sexually harassed us, and these claims of sexual harassment that we levied against her were just completely false. And today, I'm here to debunk the shit out of that claim. And why would I spend so much time on my live stream focusing around this woman? Why would I spend so much of my live stream talking about this video if it's just so obviously false? I mean, people make false claims about me day in and day out, so why am I focusing on this one? Well, first and foremost, you know, this video right now is sitting at 170,000 likes, over 1 million views. And second of all, because it's not just about me and Parker. And that's what we're going to talk about. First and foremost, I want to get a gauge. For every single person watching this live stream, if you're unfamiliar with who this is, if you don't know who this is, okay, just take a seat out on this one. All right, you're just along for the ride. But for those that do, I want to get a general gauge. Be honest. Do you believe her? I want to see you in the chat. And I'll tell you why here in a second. I don't want anybody who says that you don't believe her to attack the people that say they do. All right? I don't want anyone to say that. All right, we're seeing like a couple people in the chat say yes. Okay. Well, to everybody who answered yes to that question, that thinks I falsely accused this woman of sexual harassment, that thinks I am this villainous person who just wants to prey on the downfall of others, or as she has said, wants to attack her because I'm racist and she's a black woman. Now here's the thing. I'm about to share some things with you. And I want to start off by saying that I don't think that you're a bad person if you don't know these things. I don't think that you're a bad person if you listen to what I have to say, or more so what I'm going to show, all right, the evidence, and then change your mind. All right? Because I get it. All right? On her live streams, she preaches somewhat of a good message. She identifies that there are systems of oppression that exist in this country, that racism is real and alive. Okay? Talks about left-leaning politics. So if you see that and that's all you know about her, and you said, I'm a fan and I believe her, I don't blame you. All right? Now on to the refutation. With the sexual harassment that me and Parker experienced by Tashika, it wasn't an isolated incident. It is a pattern of behavior. And today we're going to talk about that pattern of behavior. Tashika unconsensually touched herself to an autistic queer woman on FaceTime, and then she threatened to sue that woman if she were to publicize the evidence. And after that woman publicized the evidence, Tashika then spent the next year of her life abusing and attacking that woman, including telling her to unalive herself, saying that this woman's autism is why she can't understand why she's in the wrong, and posting that she hopes that this woman starves to death while that woman was in the hospital getting a feeding tube surgically implanted into her because of her nearly life-ending eating disorder. And while all of this was happening, Tashika was also saying that if she were to see this woman in real life, she would beat them. And over the course of the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes, you're not going to believe this because you believe me. You're going to believe this because I'm going to show you irrefutable evidence. Anyways, that woman's name is AG. AG, as I just stated, is an autistic queer woman with a severe eating disorder. She maintains her physical health with the use of a feeding tube for caloric intake. And by the way, earlier today, I spent 3 or 4 hours on the phone with AG, making sure that everything is correct and that I have her express consent to share everything that I'm about to share with you. So before we get into the receipts, here's the story of what happened. 3 people who were friends at the time were on a phone call. Those 3 people were AG, another individual by the name of Sam, and Tashika. While they're on that phone call, they had a long conversation. Towards the end of their conversation, they started talking about G-spots, sex life, etc. But this was a quote-unquote girl talk between 4 friends hanging out. This was not a sexual conversation. Sam then looked at Tashika on FaceTime, and she asked her, Tashika, are you touching yourself? Tashika responded by saying yes. Sam responded by suggesting that she take it off the phone before Sam then left the FaceTime. At that point, there were only 2 people on that call, being Tashika and AG. Tashika then continued to touch herself, while AG responded by repeating 3 to 4 times, quote unquote, I think you should take this off the phone. Now, let's get into the evidence. The first thing that we're going to look at here is a text message that was sent from AG's girlfriend to Tashika after this occurred. Now, the individual words on this text message are going to be rather small. It's what comes next that's important. Give me one moment here, everyone. Just got to get the split view right. Perfect. On this line of text, in the middle, AG's girlfriend says to Tashika, Like when you were trying to find your G-spot on FaceTime, AG had expressed that maybe you should figure it out on your own. I was uncomfortable as I felt there was no consent in this situation and what felt to be a quote-unquote informative masturbation lesson. In response, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, Tashika then sent a multiplicity of voice messages back to AG's girlfriend. Let's go ahead and take a listen to those voice messages now.
That my behavior on that phone call was fucked up, okay? I genuinely wasn't even thinking of it in like a sexual thing. I had genuinely compartmentalized that entire conversation as like fully like an anatomy conversation. I very much should have asked for your consent, and I am so sorry that I didn't. I genuinely don't know where the fuck my mind was. I'm really just fucking stupid. And I clearly got entirely too comfortable on that phone call.
You heard it from her. Let me go ahead and repeat a quote that we just heard from Tashika. And I quote, "My behavior on that phone call was fucked up. I very much should have asked for your consent, and I am so sorry that I did not ask for your consent. I genuinely do not know where the fuck my mind was." This is a statement from Tashika acknowledging and confirming that she did indeed unconsensually touch herself to AG. But what comes next? AG then went public about this, but she hadn't released evidence yet, like the voice memos I just played for you. Tashika then said to AG on a live stream that she's being falsely accused, and she called AG harmful because, according to Tashika, AG was quote-unquote falsely accusing a black woman. AG then tells Tashika that she had the voice memos of her admitting to it, the ones you just listened to. And then she asked Tashika if she could play those voice memos. In response, Tashika then threatened to take AG to court if she were to play the voice memos. Let's go ahead and listen to that now.
Well, can I ask you how I'm harmful? Right, you accuse a black woman of a violent sexual crime, you deviant. I mean, you admitted. Okay, they can go watch the video. Well, they don't have the voice recording, which I do have the voice recording of you admitting to it. Me admitting to it. Correct. Yeah. Do you want me to play it? Do you want to go back to court? I won't go to court for that. Yes, you would. Are you serious? No, that's not a phone call. That's you. That's in your text message.
So let me make this clear. Tashika unconsensually touched herself to AG on a FaceTime. AG goes public about it, tells the world. Tashika knows that AG has undeniable evidence that Tashika did this to her. The voice memos that I just played of Tashika admitting to it. And in response, Tashika says, "I'm going to take you for court if you publicize them." So what comes next? Tashika then denied that evidence, the voice memos that we just listened to. Tashika says that her apology does not amount to an admittance of guilt. And rather, Tashika says, the only reason why she apologized for it is so she could fuck AG. Let's go ahead and take a look at that screenshot too. Tashika says, "So when I apologized to AG's girlfriend, even when," we're referencing the voice memos, by the way, "even when I think what she was saying doesn't make any sense, I can also mean the apology and also be motivated to apologize because I really want to be on her good side so I could fuck her girlfriend." So she then started trying to convince everybody and anybody who would listen that the only reason she admitted to unconsensually touching herself to AG was so she could fuck AG by appeasing AG's girlfriend with the apology. But that's not it. Because this is where Tashika then started to spiral. Okay? Because these lies of hers, they started to contradict one another. AG's story started to become more public. So then this is what comes next. On Discord, somebody asked Tashika straight up, I'm also confused. AG said Tashika did non-consensual stuff on FaceTime with Jaden. Was this true? In response, Tashika said no, that was straight up a lie. Tashika, you can't call that a lie. You forget that we have you admitting it recorded. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time for the record.
That my behavior on that phone call was fucked up, okay? I genuinely wasn't even thinking of it in like a sexual thing. I had genuinely compartmentalized that entire conversation as like fully like an anatomy conversation. I very much should have asked for your consent, and I am so sorry that I didn't.
Is she saying that that's not her on the recording? Because, wait, I'm confused. Because in one breath, hey, Tashika, did you unconsensually touch yourself on FaceTime? Tashika says, no, straight up lie. What about the voice recording? Is this you?
I very much should have asked for your consent, and I am so sorry that I...
Oh! Let's go ahead and move on to the next line item. This is really where Tashika started completely losing her shit, okay? Because at this point, the same lie and contradiction that I was just able to show all of you guys, an audience of tens of thousands, started to get brought up in her small circles of tens or hundreds. And this part fucks with me. This part really fucks with me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This part fucks with me. AG continued to corroborate the fact that Tashika unconsensually touched herself to AG on that FaceTime. Tashika loses it, and then she posted this as an announcement on her Discord channel. And I quote, "White queer liberals are the literal KKK. You are not less white because you are an FAG. A black strap-on is not equivalent. Stay far away from me or jump IDK. And for the record, keep in mind what's underlined in red is specifically referring to AG and her girlfriend. I hope those specific, non-consenting, dirt pussy, codependent, lesbian, SKANKS end up alone like the degenerates they are." You could read the rest to yourself if you'd like. And that's it. Just kidding, there's more. AG then continued after this to once again corroborate the fact that Tashika unconsensually pleasured herself to AG on a FaceTime. Tashika again loses it, and then she went on somebody else's live and said, quote unquote, in sexual situations, you are unable to communicate what you want. If you are unable to communicate what you want, she's referring to her way of how AG explicitly never said no on that FaceTime call. Then you shouldn't be having sex. Remind, I'm quoting Tashika here, quote unquote, you should not be engaging in any type of sexual interaction. You are going to self-sexually assault. So just don't do it. If you fawn or freeze when somebody's engaging with you sexually, you shouldn't have sex. And I understand that she's live right now watching this. Get her to deny it. Get her to deny it. And then come back to this comment section and tell me she denied it. Get her to deny it. Let me see you. Flood the chat. She's denying it, everyone? Oh, wait! I have a screen recording! Let's go ahead and take a look, folks! Should have thought of that. Should have thought of the fact that someone recorded the live before you denied it, Tashika. Let's go ahead and play it now.
You off.
No, you're
But
good.
if in sexual situations you are unable to communicate what you want, you should not be having sex. You should not be engaging in any kind of sexual interaction because you are going to like self-assault yourself. So just don't do it. I'm going to critique people who do that, and you need to be critiqued. You do not get to engage in these types of interactions if you fawn in the context of sexual interaction. If you fawn when someone is engaging with you sexually,
Somebody was like, "Oh,
What we just heard Tashika say is that if you fawn or you freeze, okay, which is true of many people, okay, but can especially be true of like particular autistic individuals, which is what AG explained to me, then you shouldn't be engaging in sexual intercourse, anything, sexual conduct whatsoever. And in fact, inside of the clip that we just listened to, we heard Tashika say, quote unquote, if you do engage in sexual conduct, then you are sexually assaulting yourself. In that breath, we heard Tashika admit that what she did to AG was sexual assault, but then blamed it on AG. The following is the continued fallout of AG publicly exposing Tashika of unconsensually masturbating to her on FaceTime. During this time, Tashika was acutely aware of AG's rapidly declining health due to an extreme eating disorder. October, she was told by doctors that if she would die and didn't seek one moment. I'm noticing something here before I continue. Everybody in my TikTok chat is spamming invite her. Stop centering the perpetuator of this violent, heinous act. Center the victim. Stop centering Tashika. Center AG. Why are you telling me to invite the person that perpetuated this violent, heinous act when I'm trying to tell you what the victim of this violent, heinous act was going through in that time? Now I'm going to go back to what I was saying. In October, AG was told by doctors that she would die if she didn't seek immediate help. She was severely malnourished. She was then hospitalized at 5'6" and 83 pounds, inpatient, outpatient, and then received a feeding tube surgery late December. The afternoon of New Year's Eve, AG's heart stopped, and until mid-New Year's Day, they were in the hospital trying to get her vitals to a sustainable place. All of Tashika's comments and attacks were targeted towards these events, specifically the ones I'm about to show you. Oh, man. All right. Photo number 2. Tashika referred to AG as Jack Skellington by saying she will remain as Jack Skellington in my phone. Oh, man. Yeah, this next one is really hard. This is photo number 3. Tashika says, since all is going to shit, I'm going to publicly say again that I hope AG starves to death. Photo number 4. I will make you fucking homeless, AG. Photo number 1. This one is a little bit harder to see, especially if you're watching on mobile. I'll try my best to zoom in. AG, because of her autism, struggles with empathy. She doesn't know how to deal with things when she is the problem. You know, it's really hard to read these things. And just knowing, you know, what AG has experienced over the course of the last couple years, it's hard. It's hard. Not only did Tashika unconsensually touch herself to AG on a FaceTime call and then admit to it in voice messages that we listened to, but then she said she'd take AG to court if she released those voice memos. Said that she's going to stop them from getting out. But then after all was said and done and AG released those voice memos, proving that Tashika unconsensually touched herself to her, she denied it all. And now she's saying that she hopes AG, who had to get a surgery, a surgery to get an implanted feeding tube, should starve to death because of her ED, or that AG with autism is now Tashika's blaming it on her autism, saying, and I quote, her words, not mine, AG struggles with empathy because of her autism. She doesn't know how to handle things when she's the problem. And unfortunately, folks, that's not all. That's not all. Here's what comes next. In DMs, Tashika claimed that AG falsely claimed that Tashika raped her. AG corrected Tashika, and then Tashika responded by telling her to kill herself. At the top, Tashika says, what a genuine slap in the face to anybody that's actually been raped. Unalive yourself. AG responds, I never claimed you raped me. You just touched yourself unconsensually on the phone. Grape is not the only form of unconsensual sexual acts. Are you okay? Don't act like you care to make yourself feel better. We all know you blame victims. Your behavior hurts you more than anyone. Tashika then responded by saying, unalive yourself now. AG says no. Tashika then responded by saying, if you're not going to DIE, at least shut the fuck up and get out of my DMs. Oh, man. And folks, I know that you've already heard me say this many, many times already. But that's not all. The following is a statement that Tashika made to AG. Quote unquote, I was apologizing for the both of us, you stupid, decrepit, crumbly, bony fuck. Keep in mind that that's because AG was 5'6" and 86 pounds. AG then went on to say, or Tashika then went on to say to AG, you are genuinely one of the most racist, evil motherfuckers I've ever met in my entire life. Because she spoke up against her. And then this is the crazy part, man. This is another crazy part. Over the phone, Tashika said to AG, after AG brought Parker up onto her own live to help explain to a guest, because AG used to do debates as well, that men can be raped. AG was on a live stream debating a man that was saying men can't be raped. Parker was watching as a man asked to come up and explain to him otherwise. I want you to now listen to a recorded phone call that Tashika had with AG after AG platformed Parker.
That one must retrace the terrible things that happened to them in order for you to grasp. Because I don't think that it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary for Sam to have to go back down all of the traumatic things that have happened in order for you to grasp. Because I think, you know what, fuck it. I've already checked out. I think the way that you handled this conversation was super fucking weird. I think it was super fucking disrespectful. I think the fact that we have to tell you how he hurt me and why it hurt me in order for you person and what
Keep in mind, she's talking about Parker.
he did to me, the fact that you need to know the intricacies of my trauma before you can like play into any kind of fucking empathy, I think is bullshit. That's bullshit. So the answer is that you're not a safe person. And you know what? Fuck it. I think if you're looking for friends in people, you should be looking for explicitly if they're safe people. And you're fucking not. You're not. Because that's fucking insane. People shouldn't have to do that for you. I think that's bullshit. Bullshit. So you know what, Sam? Don't even go down the fucking story. Don't even go. I'm not doing, if you don't even give a fuck to do the work for me, to the way that you need to therapize me and try to teach me a fucking lesson about how other people are, bitch, you have never been through the shit that I have been through. I don't give a fuck what you think you've been through. I've been through shits. You don't have to therapize me on this. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to teach me anything. Anything. I think it is disgusting. Autism or not, it is disgusting for a person to have to tell you the intricacies of their trauma for you to have empathy. I'm done. No. No. No one is doing that. You just shouldn't have fucking done it. Everyone thinks that shit was weird. You just shouldn't have fucking done it.
And then she continues on like that, bullying, berating, saying that because AG has autism and maybe needs like a little bit more of an explanation of like why Tashika feels the way she does than somebody that doesn't have autism, yelling at her saying, I don't give a fuck. You're not a safe person. And guys, at this point, we've been live for 40 minutes, talking about this for at least 30. And would you be surprised to hear me say that that's not all? Here are some other crazy statements made by Tashika. On her Discord, she said, and I quote, in response to a white person joining her stream and calling her the N-word, which of course is very wrong. That's fucking racist. To anybody that uses the N-word and you're white, fuck you. But in response, she said, white people need to be destroyed. And then went on to say, finish the job in Gaza. No, we need to finish the job in Ohio. You know what? That's it. Kill all whites and their co-conspirators. She also said, genuinely unalive yourself, Dean, you racist, grifting, evil, patsy fuck. But we'll get around to that. She also said, haters, you can unalive yourself, especially if you're white, live stream it in 4K HD VR even. And then she went on to say, I hate white people. It will never go away. I want to humbly apologize to all my fellow N-words that I called crazy for saying that they also hate white people. I'm so sorry. These people suck, and I hope that their fucking aortas split right open. Moving on. And this is where we get back around to me. The video that she made on me, saying that I accused her of sexual harassment, I hope you now see that this is a pattern of behavior. Yes. Yes, she did sexually harass me. Yes, she did sexually harass Parker. Yes, she did unconsensually pleasure herself to AG in a TikTok. Plus many more. And here's what I said when this happened years ago. 19 years old, I think I was. The facts are I didn't feel comfortable with her comments towards me. I remember making it known. If she genuinely wasn't under the impression that I was uncomfortable, then no harm, no foul. I'm all good with her on that. At the time, I didn't even understand that I was being sexually harassed. And honestly, Tashika had already started like the same bullshit that we saw directed towards AG, in part directed towards me. With the Dean, unalive yourself. Dean forfeits his right to life. So I even say here that like, oh, no harm, no foul. Like, I just want out of this. Like, I do not want to deal with the abuse from a malignant narcissist. And even 2 years later, after I say I just felt uncomfortable because she was saying sexual things towards me that I didn't consent to, she posts this on her story yesterday.
Tashika called for my death, actually. You tried to ruin my career with false allegations. You must be dealt with.
I must be dealt with. I must die. Because I spoke out about how she sexually harassed me in one message on Discord 2 years ago. Apparently, AG must die because AG brought to light the fact that she was fucking, Tashika unconsensually pleasured herself to her. Parker must die because Parker earlier on live stream said that he was also really uncomfortable with the things that she was saying to him. Man, it's fucked. And like I said, it's a pattern of behavior. Because it's not just me, it's not just Parker, it's not just AG. It was also the minors who were in her Discord server. Before Debate Talk had this enlightenment that it'd be a good idea to lock down Discords to people that are 18 plus. And her Discord was open to people under the age of 18 plus. She went on her Discord announcement channel and posted at Sheen, and then I didn't even know I had the picture there. Fuck, I thought I edited it out. Here, 1 second. Yeah, sorry. I thought I edited that picture out, low-key. My bad. All right. So we're just going to skip that one, but you saw it, all right? She also said, at everyone, I feel like we should normalize men wearing bracelets on their penises. I feel like it would be a vibe. And they stretch so, they could keep it on when you know. She also said the girlies can put it in their labia in a ponytail and shit. Keep in mind that this right here was seen by minors. And honestly, folks, I don't think she cares. I don't think she gives a shit. Because of what I'm about to bring up right now. Tashika also spent 5 minutes asking a 14-year-old boy to describe his penis to her publicly, including all the angles, curves, veins, and she even asked him for a precise measurement of how long his penis was. And eventually, he told her he was 14, and she responded by making jokes about being T. Diddy, laughed it off, and moved on. I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to that too now. Give me a moment to pull it up. Because remember, we come with evidence. Every single thing I've said so far today has been corroborated with evidence.
You know, an issue with my curve, you love it.
Oh, I don't know about all that, buddy.
I'm just skipping to random parts in the recording.
All right.
Anyway, so what's the circumference? What kind of phone do you have?
It's a Samsung, a newer one.
It's a Samsung. Go ahead and look up the length of a Samsung.
Oh well, I already know the length. Yeah, it's a.
Oh, what's the length? It's a 6.5. Go ahead and roll it over the circumference of your wiener.
Well, I can't tell what the circumference.
Yes, you can. If it is the case that the phone is about 6.35 inches, then you would be able to roll it over to
the circumference. Is the distance around a circle. My phone is not circular.
Hey, dumbass. So roll your phone around it, right?
That would be incredibly inaccurate.
And then, well, I'm not looking for accuracy right now. I'm looking for an approximate scale.
She's laughing about it. 1 second. Right now on live, she's laughing about it.
The circumference is the distance around a circle.
She has a fucking smile on her face. Right now, she's smiling about it. As we speak, she's live smiling about it. She's listening to a clip of her asking a 14-year-old the size of his penis, the curves of his penis. And in real time, she's laughing and smiling. Who does that? Who does that? Who?
Hmm.
1 second.
Right.
Fuck, it's not looking good.
Take your time.
Holy shit. I might just lie.
He got phone to dick right now, chat. This man has phone to dick. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yo, go ahead.
I'm just so confused, like.
Yo, how much? How much? What's the circumference on that? What's the ratio? What's the ratio?
It's rough.
Let me know.
I mean, it's like 4.5. I think.
4.5 circumference.
What's the distance? Hold up. Because now I'm having to like add and minus for my phone. I don't know.
No, you don't got. I'm just saying, if it just approximate the phone to 6 inches, right? Roll the phone around it, right, and then have your finger at like when you get to the end, right?
Have you done this
your
before?
finger at the end. Yes.
Have you done? You've done this before, haven't you? You're skilled.
It's basic math. I've been around a lot of dicks in my time. Go ahead.
Okay, so your experience.
Quite.
Love me an experienced woman. You got talent.
Went from hoe to a woman. What a good boy.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I don't give a shit. Anyway, so roll it around.
All right, listen. I'll do it just for you, honey. I'll try to get the best measurement.
Right, take your time.
The whole time I'm like 14. You didn't even get my age.
Couldn't that be crazy? Are you 14? God, I'm going to jail. Going to jail.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just based off my approximation, it's around average. If I'm looking at it, it's like average. So I overshot myself. Sorry.
No way. How old are you though? Wait, how old are you?
Why is it relevant? I mean, you were.
Oh wait, because I just asked you to measure the circumference of your cup. How old are you, bro? They're calling me T Diddy in the chat. How old are you? How old are you? Yo, we gotta know. You gotta go.
If the shoe fits.
Yo, we gotta move on. Oh shit! Oh no!
And then at that point, she just laughs it off and moves on. Here's my issues there. First and foremost, neglect. Okay, it is her responsibility as the operator of the live stream. Okay, in order to ensure that before she starts talking about somebody's penis, she knows they're an adult. And then the second issue that I have there is once she learned that they were a child, she wasn't mortified that she spent the last 5 minutes talking to a child about their penis. She just laughed it off and moved on in less than 30 seconds. So, when we consider all those things, she unconsensually pleasured herself to an autistic queer woman on a FaceTime, threatened to sue that autistic queer woman if she came out with any evidence, trying to silence the victim. And then once AG came out with that evidence, all right, then told AG to unalive herself, told AG that she hopes she starves to death as AG because of her debilitating eating disorder, was getting a feeding tube surgically implanted into her because she was 5'6" and 86 pounds and had her heart stop on New Year's Eve. Turned around and called AG and her girlfriend these SKANKS that just need to die. On top of that, then after I say I felt uncomfortable because of the sexual things that she said to me, that I also need to die and that I deserve it, I need to go. Same thing to Parker. And now is neglecting asking somebody's age before talking to them about their penis and just laughing it off when we learn that they're 14. And folks, I wish I could say that was it, but it's not. Because according to 3 corroborated note takers from one of her live streams earlier today, her defense on live in response to the clip of talking to the 14-year-old that we just listened to is, and I quote, "It's her live and she could talk sexually to her guests if she wants." And then here is a long list of the other things that she said earlier today on her live stream. She said that she prays for my death and Parker's death because we said we felt uncomfortable when she sexually harassed us. She said that she hopes Parker's house gets nuked with his whole family there because Parker felt uncomfortable when he was sexually harassed by her and spoke out. She tried to compare herself to Donald Trump's SA case and Donald Trump's SA victims. And he said that you're just like Trump if you don't believe that I didn't sexually harass Dean and Parker or unconsensually pleasure myself to AG, even though there's a clip of me admitting to it. She said that I should be put in a tree. She said that AG's girlfriend was just blocking her from getting into AG's pants because AG's girlfriend texted Dashika saying she didn't like that she unconsensually pleasured herself to her. She called Santana a housemaid and that no one really cares about him. If you know who he is, he's a black man who comes up on the stream. She reiterated that all the haters could self-unalive, especially if they are white. She said she'll proudly make fun of victims if they're brought up. She said she could call gay people the F-slur, specifically about Johnny. She said that she hates kids. She said, believe me, with no evidence or get blocked. She made jokes about me and Parker dying. She told somebody to self-unalive because they told her that they didn't think she understands consent, which is now true. And she also told people that they should hope that I should die and to suffer. And finally, that's it. It took us an hour to go through that all. That's it. So one last thing I'm going to do here, because I know that she's streaming this all right now. All right. I'm going to show one of these screenshots again. This one right here. And this is going to be the last thing that I say about the subject, unless AG wants to come up. And in that case, you are more than welcome to come up. In this screenshot right here, she says, haters can self-unalive, especially if you're white, not only if you're white. Live stream it in 4K. So for everybody watching this live stream, for the last hour now, that watched me demonstrate evidence that she admitted, okay, all right, to unconsensually pleasuring herself, that she told AG to self-unalive, and everything else that we went through, including me, Parker, and everyone else. Are y'all Tashika haters now? Are y'all Tashika haters now? Yep. Now, Tashika, I want to hear you say that they should all, just like this message on my screen right now says, I want to hear you say that they should all self-unalive and live stream it in 4K HDR just like your messages.
While I was in California, wait, should I tell you guys how we met, or just like oh, he's not done? What did he say? Girl, I'm not gonna fuck about that. If I don't like white people, I don't like white people.
Oh, he turned it off. She turned it off. Never mind. Oh, she was doing a reaction stream. She was doing a reaction stream to this. That was the whole bit. She was doing a whole ass reaction stream. But now it's, I don't give a fuck about white people. I'm just not going to watch it. So she just turned it off, I guess. She just turned it off. She turned off the stream. So never mind. That's all. But anyways, in culmination, that's it. That's all I got to say. That's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a long hour that was. So for future reference, don't claim that I lied, okay, about fucking getting sexually harassed by you. Don't tell me to self-unalive because I was sexually harassed by you. Don't tell Parker to self-unalive because he was sexually harassed by you. Don't tell AG to self-unalive because you unconsensually masturbated to AG. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unreal. Unreal. All right. We're going to go ahead and hop back to the debates, as per usual. Dre, I appreciate you for the galaxy. Go ahead and hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We have another couple hours to go. That is a lot to mentally go through. So if you're not in the mood for debates, feel free to click out because I get it. Because we just went to hell and back. All right. You know what? I almost feel like I need a minute. And by the way, I just feel so bad for AG. Please, this is a moment to center Tashika's victims. This is a moment to center AG. All right? Because AG has been through it. AG has truly been through it. This is a moment to center Tashika's victims. So please, stop spamming in my chat about Tashika's response. Why should I care what she has to say? We just listened to voice messages of her admit to unconsensually touching herself to AG and just looked at screenshots of her telling her to self-unalive and that she hopes she starves to death. I don't care what she has to say. Sinner AG. And that's coming from me and Parker. And I know that AG's watching right now. I know that AG's watching right now. Sinner AG. She deserves the love. She deserves the attention. Because she hasn't gotten any of that for the last year. Not enough. Let's go ahead and hop into those debates right now. We got that very first guest loading up into the box. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. And don't just treat this as drama, everyone, by the way. Just, I guess, one last thing. Don't just treat this as drama. This isn't drama. This is not fucking drama. This is unconsensual sexual conduct. This is narcissistic abuse. This is death threats. This is harassment. This is so much more. Don't treat this as drama. Let's go ahead and hop into those debates. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Because now we need to go back to changing the minds of those that politically disagree with us. We got Sharky loading up into the box. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah,
How old are
real
you?
fast.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 19. September 13th, 06.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe you. You could totally be telling the truth. You could 110% be telling the truth, but unfortunately, I just don't believe you. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got the next guest, Logan Davis, loading up into the queue, y'all. Please do respect our rules. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. I'd really appreciate y'all. All right, we got the next guest loading in right now. Here we go. Hi, welcome to Do You Support Trump?
Nigger, bitch.
Moving on to the next guest, folks. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA, y'all. I'd really appreciate if y'all would do our best to follow the rules. We got Big John 67 loading up into the queue. Here we go. All right. We're trying to get that next guest loaded in. We're trying to get that next guest loaded up in. All right. We have Jonathan the Goat loading into the box here, folks. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Hi, welcome to Do You Support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
18.
Okay, what year are you born in?
2008. I was born on February 1st.
Okay, and why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because of immigration and abortion, and those are the main two. I don't support abortion and immigration.
Okay, immigration and abortion. Well, let's go ahead and start with immigration. Do you support Trump's mass deportation?
Yeah.
Okay. What is one specific material positive outcome of mass deportation on America?
We get, like, criminals out.
Getting more criminals out. Okay, well, I mean, if you think that getting criminals out of America is a positive outcome for the country, then I think that you should be able to agree that getting a criminal out of the White House is a positive outcome for the country. Because, you know, the criminals, quote unquote, undocumented immigrants. I mean, 70% of the undocumented immigrants that have been deported from this country have no criminal record, so that was a lie. But Donald Trump certainly does. He has a criminal record of 34 felonies. He also has other cases, such as the civil court that adjudicated he raped E. Jean Carroll. Other civil courts that adjudicated him to have lied about the valuation of his properties.
Yeah, but they're just like
in New
civil
York.
courts, so it doesn't really count.
Civil courts are where undocumented immigration is typically adjudicated. Therefore, undocumented immigration doesn't really count.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, so do civil courts count now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course they do. So then the civil court that determined he raped E. Jean Carroll counts. The civil court that determined he defrauded a bank counts. A civil court that determined he defrauded his own university counts. But, of course, once again, the criminal court that determined he's guilty of 34 felonies certainly counts. On top of his many attacks on the Constitution in the last year, like the 1st, 2nd, 10th, 14th, and 22nd.
Wait, how did he attack those? Because he's, like, American. That's why. That's another reason. Like, he's like,
oh, so
he
you think he'd be
America.
anti-American if he attacked the Constitution?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, then how do you deal with Executive Order number 14160, where he literally attempted to circumnavigate around Congress and around SCOTUS to rewrite the 14th Amendment, okay, in an attempt to take birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil, when they've had that as a constitutional right since 1868?
I didn't know he did that.
Well, I honestly think that you'd just be, like, significantly better off in the viewership. You know what I mean?
Hold on, wait, one more thing. Can
Yeah,
we talk
just-
about abortion? Can we talk
So
about abortion?
after you respond to like any of the points that I made first. Yeah. If you respond to any of the
Yeah.
points that I made first over on immigration, that'd be great.
Nah, I don't know. I love you, bro. I can't think. I just
He's
wanted
not even
to.
a troll. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right. By the way, I want to be clear. That Tashika just said that she wants the worst for me and Parker. So I really took on a big target on myself with what we spent the first 40 minutes of the live stream going over. Really big target. I mean, I would expect death threats. I would expect, just like she flooded her Discord announcements channel for ages, self unalive yourself. I'm gonna be getting those. I'm gonna be getting those a whole lot. So I appreciate the outpour of love and support. So, all right, let's go to get the next guest loaded up in here. And honestly, bro, we have a lot of people to thank for donations. So I'm actually just gonna take a moment to quickly go through those. Because there's been a handful of y'all that have literally been so fucking kind, and I just want to thank y'all. So please do give me one moment here just to go through those. I'll try to be quick, and just know that I truly do appreciate y'all for the love. All right, everyone, do just be patient. First and foremost, starting over on Venmo, on PayPal, I'd like to thank Timothy. Thank you so much for the $25. And I'm just going to thank y'all for the dollar amount. Then I am going to read your messages to myself, just because those all came through when we were going over all of that. But I swear to God, I will read the messages to myself. This came through over on PayPal. Timothy, thank you so much for the $25 donation. I really appreciate you for that love, man. Show some love to Timothy. And hey, Kathy and Jessica, thank you both for the $100 donations over on PayPal. Show some love to Kathy and Jessica down below. Kathy with the $100 says, thank you for what you do. I know that it's mentally tough. Kathy, you've been here every day, all day. You know that I love you. I appreciate you so much. Please show some love to Kathy down below. Same thing with Jessica, who says, I am autistic. I can't say how many times I've been taken advantage because of it. I was watching both the lives and she made me sick. I appreciate you for standing up for what's right. Love you always. I'm also so sorry that you, Parker, and AG had to go through that. Jessica, you are not alone in your experience, and your experiences are valid, and don't let anybody else like Dashika tell you otherwise. Thank you for the $100. Show some love to Jessica down below. Seriously, thank you so much for your fucking kindness. That is fucking unreal. I want to see 1,000 Jessicas for W, 1,000 Jessicas for Kathy. Then Anonymous, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Show some love to Anon. Cammy, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Who says, after realizing that I've been with a narcissist for 15 years, she's definitely a narcissist, 100%. Thank you for the $50, Cammy. Tina, thank you so much for the $10. Who says, I'm also autistic and I freeze and fawn, especially when unexpected. Typically, it seems like the easiest way to get out of the situation is through a non-confrontational approach, as it is possible to my own physical and emotional detriment. This made me emotional. Yeah, it was a very fucking emotional hour, Tina. Thank you for the $10. And once again, you are not alone in your experiences. Justin, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. I'm going to keep that message to myself, man. Like, I'm going to keep it. I mean, I said I'd keep them myself, so I will. But thank you for the $50, man. Thank you so much for the love, Justin. Renee, thank you for the $10. Tyler, thank you so much for the $35 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, man. And then Fussy, thank you so much for the $15. And Adam, I appreciate you for the $25. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for the love. Now there's also just quickly, a handful of people that I have to thank over on Venmo. Do give me one moment here, folks. In the meantime, if you would double tap on that phone screen, if you're watching on TikTok, it'd mean the world to me. If you'd drop a like over on that YouTube stream, I'd appreciate that as well. Over on Venmo, Afra, thank you so much for the $100 donation. And Jessica, thank you so much for the $100 as well, who says, send this to AG, please. Yes, Jessica, okay, I will send that $100 to AG, but just know for anyone else, please don't send me money to send to AG. In fact, I'm going to text AG and just see if she wants to join, okay? But if she doesn't, like, please do respect that. Thank you so much for the $100, Afra, and Jessica, I'll make sure that gets to AG. As well as Kinsey, thank you for the $10. Stone, thank you so much for the $25. Riley, thank you for the 10. Then Abigail, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Abigail. Ben, thank you for the 5. Then Christiane, thank you so much for the $50. Thank you so much, Christiane. Show some love to Christiane down below for the 50. Same thing with you, Rami. Thank you for the $50 as well. Caleb, thank you for the 20. Fasi, thank you so much for the 10. Then Oscar, thank you so much for the $11. Taylor with a 5, and then Blake, thank you so much for the $30 as well. And then Jennifer, thank you so much for the 10. We're all caught up, and like I said at the beginning, y'all, I am going to keep those messages to myself and read them to myself in my own time, just because they were all kind of sent through in that same hour when we were going over everything to do with that really irrelevant small creator that everybody should stop watching immediately. But I will start attempting to read the messages now. But for those, I am going to keep them to myself. All right, let's go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box right now, folks. As I said, please only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. I'd really appreciate if y'all would follow the rules to the best of your ability. Please and thank you. Same thing to all the super chatters. I'm going to find a moment here in a bit to thank y'all as well. Just thank you. Genuinely, thank you so much for all the love. Hi, do you support Trump?
No. I was saying hi. You're my favorite streamer. Bye.
Dude, Maximus, that's awesome. I appreciate you for that, man. But we are just looking for MAGA. Moving on to the next guest here, y'all. Only up inside of that queue. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA, please. Here we go. We got that next guest loading up in here. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, they're gone. All right, I guess we'll just go to get that next guest, Blake, loaded up into the box. Apparently, according to TikTok chat, I'm going to stop talking about her now on stream, but that's funny. She's just so fucking pathetic. One of the most pathetic people I've ever had the displeasure of meeting in my life. All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go. I'll please ask y'all that you please follow the rules and only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Hi, do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. Actually, I'm not here to debate you. I'm just here to ask you a quick question because, like, you're amazing and I love you so much.
Well, thank you. I do really appreciate you for the love. Right now, we are just looking for Trump supporters, and I'm sorry about that, but we are just looking to have some debates. But just know that I really appreciate you, all right? Just know that I really appreciate you. Moving on to the next guest right now. All right, I'm just telling AG if she wants to join for a moment to feel free to, but if not, no worries. All right, there we go. We got that taken care of. Moving on to the next guest right now. Please make sure that you're following our rules. Only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA. We got JC loading up into the box. Okay, all right. JC and Liam are not loaded in. Oh, JC, hi. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How old are you?
I'm 62.
Okay, wow, okay. So why do you support the worst president of your 62 years of life?
I know, it's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. Well, let me just say this, Dean. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and Trump kind of was growing there with me. In those days, when he'd go to the talk shows, you know, most of the talk show hosts would recommend him running for the presidency. He was a high favor in those days, so all my social group really respected him. So when it came down to 2016, him running for the president, I was all for him. I hadn't heard anything too much about the misogyny or any inappropriateness with the ladies at that point. So I voted for him. And then in 2016 to 2020, I didn't hear anything, you know, about the PDF or any of the other stuff. So I stayed with him, and then I voted for him again in 2020.
But do you support him today?
Yeah, I still do, and there's reasons
why
for
do you
that.
support him today?
Well, because I think, how could I say this? Okay, I have 8 kids, and I've raised 8 kids. These kids would get in arguments, and then at the end of the argument, they would say one last degrading statement to each other. They'd usually say, well, you know what, you're a pedophile. You're a PDF, or okay, listen, you're a PDF, or you're a child.
Your kids calling you a
am I
PDF
going off the board?
Probably says something about you.
No, not me. They were calling each other that because they wanted to win the fight. They wanted to win the argument.
Okay, hey, just how about you tell me why you support Trump? I don't think that your kids calling each other pedophiles is too relevant to why you support Trump.
No, I wanted to say that at first when this started being said about him,
can I just
felt like it was
an argument insofar as why you think that Trump is a good president, please?
I just think that I'm not saying that there's other people like you. I respect you, Charles Kirk, and all you guys.
Dude, I'm sorry.
You want me to
bro.
go ahead and say it?
I need to know why. Like, last chance here. If you don't automatically get to it, I'm gonna have to move
I'll
on.
tell you why I do. Okay, Trump, he's always been a great guy to me. I have never heard anything bad about him. He's been raised around some of the smartest people in this world, like you, and he's just that kind of guy that's just a leader that people want to follow. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just the way that I feel.
Okay. Now I'll happily respond to the way
yeah.
that you feel. So you told us that you've never heard
Sure.
anything bad about Trump. Well, I know a lot that's bad about Trump, and I'm going to share that with you now. First
Right.
and foremost, a court of law adjudicated that he raped a woman. They found him guilty of raping a woman. Okay, that's
Right,
really bad.
right.
In 2005,
Okay.
he said that it was funny when he would sexually exploit naked women and girls by following them into their dressing rooms and looking at their naked bodies. That's also really
Okay.
bad. In 1978,
Okay.
when he was sued by the New York State Justice Department, for a violation of the Civil Rights Act by refusing to rent to anybody that was black, that was also really bad. Okay. When he hit on a 10-year-old girl in the 90s, saying that he'd be dating her in 10 years, that was also really bad. Okay. When he passed the big beautiful bill that took healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans just to then take that money to fund the rich, that was really bad. All right. Fucking hell. When he said that immigrants were the poison of the blood of our country, that was really bad. When he defended the murders of citizens in broad daylights, like Alex Preddy or Renee Good, Keith Porter, that was also really bad. All of these things are really bad, and I just want to clarify that I could drone on and on all day long about all the bad things that Trump has done, and honestly, I feel like my mind is just partially in a different place right now because of the way we spent the first hour of this live stream, or else I would be able to tell you more right now.
Oh, okay. So Dean, have you ever ran for an election of any kind? Because, I mean, you're a smart guy. I just think that you would, because a lot of people would vote for you. You're a real genius, so.
I'm only 21, so I haven't. But can you please respond to what I said?
Yeah, what I wanted to say was I'm just looking for social things that happen sometimes. I've ran for elections before. I had a clean record. I had no drug history and no mental health history. And everybody liked me. But as soon as I ran for the election, I had all kinds of made up and bad stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm kicking that guy because he's not responding. I'm sorry. I'm kicking him. All right. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. And AG is going to go ahead and join the live for a moment. So she's going to shoot me a text when she's in the guest requests. If we're even in the middle of a debate at that point in time, we're just going to kick the guests off. Oh, wait, never mind. Sent you an invite. Hi, AG.
What's up, Dean? How are you doing?
Well, I, because of what we spent the first hour of the stream going over, and, kind of what we talked about all day, kind of disheveled for many reasons. But how are you doing?
It's been a roller coaster. I feel probably the same emotions you do, but I can't thank you enough for giving me a voice and especially for autistic people, being able to speak for autistic people, and just overall, Tashika does have this pattern, and it's really important to point it out. I don't think you should meet bigotry with bigotry, and I think it's important to absolutely call that out. And I can't thank you enough for just giving me a voice when I tried really hard and wasn't believed.
AG, man, that's a part that's been eating away at me. Really fucking, dude, I'm about to cry. Really eating away at me is the fact that this didn't happen yesterday. This happened how many years ago? 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah, a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. And I mean, ever since then, it's like you've just been screaming in a closed box. And, you said it. No one believed you because she is... I think as we're talking about earlier when we spoke this morning, great at rhetorically convincing people of lies and that there's always an excuse. She's honestly a lot like Trump in that regard. All right. Very manipulative. There's always an excuse, no matter how damning the evidence is. And, forever, she's had the larger platform than you. So therefore no one's believed you. And
she's actually said she was going to use that for, she said she was going to use it against me. I remember there was a live, she said, there's nothing I can say because she will always have the bigger platform. And that is disturbing as somebody who is a victim of abuse for a year plus, to use such things that she did against me and you and Parker. It's not just me, it's you too as well. Both you and Parker. You didn't deserve it. You never will. It's gross. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. The lack of empathy scares me. And she likes to talk about empathy, but it genuinely disturbs me how someone can do the things that you've shown on this live and laugh about it. If you don't believe me, that scares me. If you don't believe Dean, that scares me. Because how can you look at everything that's so clear-cut and then you don't believe it? You trust somebody just because they have words. And if you're in her live watching right now, all she has is cropped images. Nobody's buying it because all she can do is crop it. All she can do is make up things. She doesn't have anything to corroborate what actually happened, which is why thank you, Dean, for speaking up for me. Because I tried, and like you said, it's, if you do have a bigger platform, you can just stomp on somebody.
Yeah. And I think that we were able to use my platform for the good today. If you ever feel like you want to get back into debating, no pressure, but you always got a spot on this live if you ever want to come up and co-host. And we all believe you. Like I was telling you earlier, I have a shit ton of faith in my community. I told you earlier that there will be thousands of people outpouring with support for you, and they will believe you because there are a lot of good faith actors in my community that genuinely want to stick up for what's right. And I want you to see that. I want you to know that you are believed. I want you to know that people acknowledge what really happened to you, and like the amount of people that are falling for the web of lies that have been spun by her and will be spun by her. Just, it's so small in comparison to the droves of thousands of people that know what's real.
I agree, and I can't thank you guys enough, and thank Dean and Parker for just allowing me to and sitting with me for so long and listening to me. It means the world because there's not many people that would do that, and I think it speaks worlds to you both you and Parker's character to listen to me, because I didn't have many people wanting to do that, and I've been speaking for a year. And also, I do want to say, to you and both of you, being scared to come out. Dean and Parker being scared to come out. I know exactly what that feeling is like, screaming into a box and finally having the courage. I'm proud of you, Dean. I know this wasn't an easy live. I want you to protect your peace at all costs. But I just want to say I'm proud as fuck of you, bro. Genuinely for being able to do this after 2 years of continuous harassment. Because I've watched it for 2 years, dude.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I literally haven't spoken about on my live stream until now. But a little bit about me and, my history with her, it does go back 2 years. This is something that I've also been experiencing to a significantly lower level, okay? Because she's only said that I deserve to be hung up and strung in the streets and killed and that I should unalive myself. I wasn't struggling, with an active eating disorder that had me hospitalized, and then she wasn't taking, significantly lower level. But I've also been dealing with that shit from her for the last 2 years because of, what happened to me and the fact that me and Parker spoke up. And, it feels good to now know that hopefully that chapter's closed because, she's not going to have enough people believing her to make it relevant in the future. And by the way, just for everyone watching, tonight she also had her biggest live ever because of this I think I saw her with 8,000 people in it earlier. Leave that attention to her in this day. Do not bring that in to the next day. People like her do not deserve that attention. So when you turn off your phone and go to bed tonight, make sure that you don't turn it back on and look up her name. Block her account. But, all right. Well, AG, I'm really happy that you had a moment. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk about at least one thing that you and I talked about earlier as far as, men being believed and what the saying of believe victims means. And I understand when we say believing women first or just believe all victims. That was used as a weapon during this in order to shut down other people. And people pointed that out in the comments, where was the believe all victims now? I think it is so imperative that we believe men too when they speak out, because it is so hard for them to do that, and there needs to be a space for that, and it's so important that we create that. Of course, we highlight women. We already know this. but we can't shut up men either. If we want to get rid of the patriarchy, like that is also in literally they go in tandem. So please look at all of the evidence, make your conclusions. It's important that you believe people with evidence as well. If you don't have it, make your best conclusions. I'm not saying you need evidence always, but make your best conclusions with what you can. And just like give props to Dean and Parker for being able to talk about this today. It's hard. It's not easy for them to talk about it.
Well, I think that everyone should give props to you for dealing with it for the last year.
I think everybody should give props to you for you guys dealing with it for 2 years, dude.
Well, AG, I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah, thank you, Dean.
Yeah, take care. All right. I'm really happy. Oh, also, AG, I have $100 for you. I'll text you about that. I have $100 for you, AG. But let's go ahead and get the next guest loaded up in. Someone over on YouTube said, "Yeah, I'm not trusting you." Don't, like I said at the beginning of the stream, don't trust me. Don't do it.
Stop harassing women. Stop harassing women. Stop.
Harassing who? Well, I was going to say, don't believe me, don't do it. Believe the evidence that I showed at the beginning of the stream, but then I got cut off by that. Sorry, I got cut off. That was a really bad part to get cut off at. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. Don't do it. Seriously, don't believe me. Believe the evidence I showed. All right? Hour of it. All right, moving on to the next guest right now. We got Trevis loading up into the box, only up inside of that queue of your MAGA. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yo, Dave. Yo,
Hi, how do you?
I don't support Trump, but I'm 18 and
Well, right now we're only looking for Trump supporters, so I hope you have a good rest of your day. And by the way, that message saying don't believe me, believe the evidence was targeted specifically towards their loyalists, diehard supporters. I actually really appreciate the people in the comment section saying that they believe me. Thank you. Moving on to the next guest. We got Hannah loading up into the box. Okay, Hannah didn't load in. Moving on to the next guest right now. Who will it be? We got MJ2 Official connected into the live stream. Hello, MJ. Do you support Trump? Oh, they're not loaded in quite yet. Dude, I feel like... Oh, there he is. Hi, do you support Trump?
Nah, I just wanted to say that what you're doing is really good. F ICE, F Trump. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, I used to...
Bro. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was I thought that was the last part of your statement, MJ. But I was going to say, bro, fucking base, dude. All the love in the world to you, MJ. Show some love to MJ down below in the comment section. It's honestly kind of like refreshing, just to hear some sane voices. So I appreciate you. Show some love to MJ down below. Right now we are just looking for Trump supporters though, folks. So only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. And, I'm expecting a lot of people to be in the queue that aren't necessarily Trump supporters because of the way that we spent the first hour of the live stream. Like I said, please leave the queue if you're not a Trump supporter, but I'm not going to do my typical banned. I'm not going to start banning people, but please leave. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
All right, how do you?
Well, I'm almost 38.
Cool, man. Do you mind if I just take a moment here to thank a handful of people before we hop into the conversation?
Yeah. Go
cool,
for
dude.
it.
Yo, YG, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Who says, believe victims, the men, the women, the non-binaries, believe the victims. I appreciate you for that, YG. Yeah, man, I saw a lot of people just straight up saying, I believe whatever, Tashika says because Dean, man. I'm not going to folks, that kind of hurt. All right? That kind of hurt, but thank you. Thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. There's also a handful of other people that I want to thank real quick. Josh, thank you for the $10. Who says, after she stopped watching your live, she said, quote unquote, you either believe me or you're wrong. Yeah, pathetic. Joseph, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you so much for the love, Joseph. Yes, message me on Discord, Joseph. Ben, thank you for the $5. Then Blaken, thank you so much for the $10. And then Gabe, thank you for the $20, who says, please take care of your mental health, bro. Appreciate everything that you do. Oh, thank you so much for the love, Gabe. Let's get 200 Gabe W's down below. Same thing goes for Carly. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Justin, thank you for the $5. Oh, yes, Justin, I got you. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I will look for that right now, Justin. Thank you for the $5. Anthony, and then thank you so much for the $10, who says, as a queer white person, I'm extremely proud of you right now. You were extremely fair and objective. Bravo on compiling all those receipts. You're the goats. Thank you for the love, Anthony. Honestly, bro, that's what I do every day. I compile receipts to prove things. So I'm happy that I had the opportunity to do it for the betterment of, very, very, a very, abused individual that does not deserve that abuse. Devin, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Kylie, thank you for the one. And then Bridget, thank you so much for the $10. Who says, I'm so sorry that you, AJ, and Parker had to have to defend yourselves against a serial sexual harasser. Believe the victims. Well, I appreciate you for the $10, Bridget. As well as Zoe, thank you for the 5, and Taylor, thank you for the 5. Go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us how the hell you still support Trump, the very worst president of your nearly 38 years of life.
So I'd like to preface this with I'm more Republican leaning. So I guess by default, I would essentially be a Trump supporter because, that's the only real option the Republicans have or had at this last election. But I would say that for the most part, some of the things that he's doing, I do support the mass deportations now by ICE having pure immunity. I disagree with that 100%. I don't think any law enforcement officer should ever have just immunity to do whatever they want, American citizens. But I do think by being here illegally, you're essentially a criminal. And I think that when you put you and your family into a situation where, you could be taken away and leaving your kids here, it's kind of on you, right? I think a lot of the ideas of it is that people as a grown adults need to take accountability for their own actions. And I think that's one thing, and it may be really anecdotal, and it may be just the fact that my algorithms on social medias are very right-leaning, but it feels like the left is very, they don't take accountability for the actions in their,
On the left?
Oh, yeah. And again, like I said, it could just be my algorithms are basically showing me videos that are, extremely anti-left. That's why I listen to you, is because I'm trying to really broaden my, viewpoints here and see both sides and not just be, steamrolled into, a right-leaning kind of idea. And I also don't agree with it because I've watched some of the left stuff, and it's it's also narrow-minding everyone else down that route. But I would say that for the most part, I'm more right-leaning, and there's things that you say I agree with. There's things you say I don't agree with. But yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the notion that the left is the party that struggles with accountability when you actively have a president who has been held unaccountable for his 34 felonies, unaccountable for the fact that he raped a woman, unaccountable for the fact that he infringed on the 14th Amendment, unaccountable of the fact that he infringed on the 10th Amendment, unaccountable of the fact that he pardoned 174 people that attempted to kill cops on the steps of the Capitol as they were raiding the Capitol to smear their shit on the walls inside, so then they could be held unaccountable for the legitimate violent crimes that they committed, is just a little bit hypocritical. I think that there are a bunch of humans that struggle with a lack of accountability. And I think that these humans are going to exist on the right and the left. However, I would say that we see a larger systemic influence pushing and urging for agents of the state who do bad or violent things to not be held accountable for that bad or violent thing by the right. As an example, after ICE agents literally murdered Alex Preddy by shooting him in his back when he was unarmed on all four, what party was arguing that he should be held accountable for that crime, and what party was arguing that he shouldn't be held accountable for the crime? Everybody was on the left this guy committed murder, throw him in jail. Meanwhile, the Trump administration was like, well, actually, the innocent ICU nurse at a VA's hospital that he shot who was unarmed on the ground on all four is a domestic terrorist, violent trained assassin, and the ICE agent was justified in that shooting and acting within the policy of the DHS. That's the Trump administration, right? So I feel like if you want accountability, the very last movement that you should be on board with right now is MAGA. And you said that you're right-leaning, so you have to be with MAGA. There's other right-leaning people that completely disagree with you, like Thomas Massie in Congress, who is a Republican congressman, who has been one of the leading, executors of this anti-Trump agenda, holding him, or at least attempting to hold him accountable for his crimes, lack of transparency, so on and so forth.
No, and I mean, I would completely agree with you. And this is where I said, too, that I don't necessarily agree with ICE being, having complete and total immunity. Honestly, I'm probably more libertarian than I am right at all. But I don't agree that cops should have just free will on and impose their will on the American citizenship. And I did watch that video, and I agree that you should, First Amendment right, having a, right to bear, or Second Amendment right, having the right to bear arms and shit. If you want to go to a protest with a firearm, you should be able to, right? Whether you're left or right.
Right. Do you think that Alex Preddy was murdered?
Oh yeah. Like that was messed up, man. Like I'm right there on board with you on that
Okay,
one. Like
so are you arguing that you still support the Trump administration even though they're defending the murder of your fellow citizens?
Well, so like, all right. See, this is where it gets kind of difficult. Like, yes, I do because I believe, or I agree with most of the like a lot of the policies on the right. Like, I don't necessarily agree with like social welfare programs because of like human nature generally like takes advantage of those programs, right? If you give somebody the ability to be on a program, say SNAP, WIC, Section 8,
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that?
What I was saying is that I don't necessarily agree with social welfare programs in the idea that you could just be on them for 10, 15, 20 years.
Well, did you know that the average recipient of food stamps is off within the first 12 months?
Again, see, this might be part of my algorithm, right? Pointing me toward like all the people on SNAP and WIC and all that are on it for 10 and 15 years. And then, claiming who's going to take care of my kids and they have 8 kids and stuff like that. And that's where it comes down to
the only
like,
demographic of people who are reliant on government aid for more than 10 years are like billionaires, the top 1% that continue to go back to the government every single year and ask for another $500 billion in subsidies. Those are the only demographic of individuals that are truly reliant on government aid for over 10 years. Okay, but like the working class, average, everyday American, well, I mean, according to various different studies that I could give you if you want, they're only on SNAP for an average of 12 months. And they actually use those social welfare programs designed for low-income Americans to help launch pad them into a higher economic standing. And that's actually a fact. We see that in countries with more social safety nets, okay, they actually have better economic outcomes on average, where their citizens have more economic mobility to scale up and grow in their income brackets compared to countries with less social safety nets. Because A, it gives low-income Americans more bargaining power to hold against a potential employer to garner higher wages. Because if there's no social safety nets and you're a low-income American, it's either you get this job or you starve to death. That's truly what it is, right? And see, under capitalism, employers could exploit that fact by saying, hey, we'll give you this job because you want to prevent yourself from starving to death insofar as you work for like federal minimum wage, right? But because of social safety nets, now all of a sudden the worker has a little bit more wiggle room there where they could say, no, if I don't have this job, I won't literally die. Therefore, I demand that you give me higher wages or I'm not going to work this job. Or therefore, instead of looking towards this non-competitive firm paying very low wages that I know I could get a job with tomorrow, instead, I'm going to look towards this more competitive firm with higher wages that might not be able to guarantee me a job, but that's not, my biggest priority because if I don't get the job, I won't literally die. You know what I mean?
Right. Damn it. I think you won this one.
I appreciate you for being good faith, man. I could tell. I could tell the sound in your voice. It's good faith, and I understand the influence of different social mediums insofar as influencing you to believe a false thing as being true. I mean, we actually just spent the very first hour of the stream kind of talking about that general theme. It all has to do with what information you're getting and where you're getting it from. And that's why I uphold the values of critical thought and reasonability on my life, where we should just explore what is actually true and kind of form our conclusions based on that.
Right on. Yeah, I completely agree. I guess I need to go research some more then and get some more information on both sides, I guess. But
yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming up.
Yeah, I really appreciate you taking this and everything you do. It's kind of cool. It's definitely opened my mind. So appreciate it.
I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right, man. Let's move on to the next Trump supporter on the opposite side of the queue of your MAGA. I really feel out of it today, folks. Really out of it. I'm not in my debate space at all. Literally at all. So I'm going to try my best here to continue to hold dialogue, but I'm just not there, bro. I'm really not there. I was expecting to be able to be there, but I'm not. But let's move on to the next guest. We got Evan loading up into the queue. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah, yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm
14. Goodbye. Rami, thank you so much for the Galaxy. I appreciate you for that, love. Moving on to the next guest right now. We got Drummer Dude loading up into the box. Hi, do you support Trump?
How's it going? Hey, yes, you did talk to me earlier. I just wanted to let you know I sent you a DM about I forgot what it was. It's about somebody posting that you are making people upset or something like that. But I sent you a screenshot for proof.
Okay, thank you. I'll check that DM, sir. All right, let's go. Let's go and move on to the next guest here, y'all. Everyone, just give us a minute. Here we go. All right, what's up? Do you support Trump? Oh no, they're gone. Oh, somebody posted about me making people upset, dude. Oh no. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest. On the opposite side of that queue of your MAGA. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Well, I got to be honest with you. I came up here to debate in support of Trump, but just listening over the past hour or so and realizing how that other girl was, it just sounded so much like Trump, to be honest with you. And it just made me reflect and be like, dang, like this is just the same thing that he's doing.
Oh my God! And I know you're not trolling. I know you're telling the truth. You joined my live yesterday to debate me on why you support Trump, but you were driving, so I had to kick you.
Yep.
Yo, he's actually, he's not, he's like, this isn't a lie. This isn't a troll. No fucking shot. Really?
Yeah, like seriously, I got a young daughter and everything, and just, the way that, I don't know, I can't even talk right now, but just the way that the whole first part of the stream played out, man, it was just, it opened my eyes to a lot of things.
You know what? I don't know why that's what did it, but I'm happy that it did it. Okay, I'm happy that you're now reflecting. That's awesome. Holy shit. Okay. All right, man. Well, I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I appreciate you just for being so honest and transparent and reflecting on, who Trump is. Yeah.
And just thanks, man, for just helping people open their eyes to what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your day, all right?
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. What the fuck? Awesome. All right. Wow. All right. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only up inside of that queue. And AG. I'm happy to hear that. That's good. All right. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Dude, crazy shit. We got Caleb turning, loading up into the box, man. Hi, do you support Trump?
I sure do.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
All right, I'm going to take a moment here to thank a couple people, then I'll pass you the mic. Lord T, thank you so much for the $10, who says people need to get news outside of their country where there's less propaganda within. Trust and verify people. Thank you, Dean, Santana, and Parker. I appreciate you for the $10, Lord T. Yeah, dude, if you look at like even German media right now, they're reporting basically what I say on this live. So Leslie, thank you for the $10, who says today's been a lot in so many different ways. It's okay, Dean. Yeah, man, it has been a crazy fucking day. Crazy stream so far. We're only an hour and 45 minutes in. Real quick there, I would also very like to quickly thank Carly. Thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. Says, hey, Dean, big fan of you. Thank you. Logan, thank you so much for the $5. Then Marika, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Says, as somebody who's in a medically induced coma due to paralysis of the stomach and had to be dependent on a feeding tube for 2 years and also got messed up messages due to it. Thank you for shining light to all of this and all the love to you, AG. I'm so happy to hear that there's other people out there that benefited from the light that we shed earlier. Man, that's good. As well as Anonymous. Thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for that love, Anonymous. Show some love to Anonymous down below in that comment section. Tiffany, thank you for the $5. And Carly, thank you for the $5. And Jessica, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Holy shit. That's another one. Thank you so much for the love. I want to see 500 Jessica W's. Jessica with a 50 says you were standing up for what's right. I hate being touched, and I've had many men thrive off of that love of my fear. Oh my God, you are one of the few men I trust. You can make me believe that I could trust again. Man, Jessica, man, I'm really sorry to hear that that happened to you, and that's an experience that so many people go through that shouldn't fucking happen at all. I appreciate you for the $50. Show some love to Jessica down below in that chat. What year did you say you were born in?
Well, all right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm 17. I turned.
Damn, bro, you folded to the presser of the chat. Good, appreciate that. Moving on to the next guest. We got Thanks America loading up into the box. How do y'all know? Did he give a birth date that didn't align with his birth year? That didn't align with his age that I just wasn't really listening to? How did y'all know? Welcome and Thanks America. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. Do you?
No, absolutely fucking not, because I love America. How old are you?
I am 30.
Okay. Do you love America?
I love everything about America.
Then what is the proper response to a wannabe dictator who wants to attempt to consolidate all power from Congress and SCOTUS to him, thinks that he could just rewrite the rules, thinks he's above the Constitution, and honestly thinks that we should just terminate the Constitution in the process? Isn't that about as anti-American as it could get for a president?
Well, I don't think there's any, good in focusing on the past with Joe Biden's administration.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Obviously, I'm talking about Trump. So if Trump did all those things, I mean, so we should just get rid of the Constitution, try to consolidate power from Congress and SCOTUS to himself, and that he was trying to rewrite the Constitution illegally, right? I mean, if you love America, you obviously couldn't stand by a president like that, even if it was Trump, correct?
Well, no, to make it simple for you, you got to think about it this way.
Can I just get a yes or no answer to my question?
Oh, well, I'm answering right now. So when you talk about Trump and all this stuff about him, let's say it's true. Let's say all the stuff you say about him, which it's not. I've seen a lot of people debunk you on a lot of things. I've seen a guy named Red, White, and True debunk you. I've seen a guy named Taxpaying American debunk you.
How did I know? Y'all all speak in the same cadence. I know who Red, White, and True is. I don't know who Taxpaying American is, but that Red, White, and True guy, he's a dumbass. But anyways, continue.
Oh, well, Taxpaying American is YouTube is real TPA, all one word on YouTube. And he has a video where it showed you talking about him and rejecting his request. And he made a whole video talking about 20 points. A lot of lies you said.
Probably just some random troll from the past. No clue.
All right, well, I recommend you checking it out. Yes, sir. So, but I do recommend checking out Real TPA on YouTube. He debunked everything.
We hear you.
Maybe respond to it.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know who that random troll is, so I mean, another day, right? But can you answer the question I asked you?
You knew him by rejecting his request and you were afraid of him. It's on his YouTube, but whatever.
We have a bunch of random trolls come through here every day, where in the moment of, I know who you are. If I were to kick you and then have you back up and then reject your request, I'd know you for about 5 minutes, if that makes any sense, right?
There's a whole video on his YouTube of you saying whatever. It doesn't matter.
You're saying that he really knows me. Is he a fan?
No, I'm saying there's a whole video of a montage of you talking about him.
Is he a fan?
No, it's a whole video of you talking about tax.
Oh, okay. So he's kind of done that thing where he tries to remind me of himself, and then I forget about it 5 minutes later. Is that kind of the thing? 1 second. Is that the thing?
So you want to talk about Taxpaying American, Real TPA?
I just wanted to ask one more clarifying question here. Is that the thing? He's tried to come up here and do his random troll bit, and I'm oh,
no
get
sir,
out of here.
no sir, no sir.
Okay.
What happened? The video I saw.
All right. Whatever. I don't know. Like I said, random troll. All right. Irrelevant. I love it if you could answer my question.
So to answer your question, if we pretended that Red, White, and True guy didn't disprove you and Taxpaying American didn't.
Oh, no. So my question was very simple. It was if Donald Trump, called for the termination of the Constitution, tried to consolidate power from SCOTUS and Congress to himself, and thought that he was above the law of the land, that he could just rewrite it. I mean, would you stop supporting him over those issues? Stop mentioning these random irrelevant trolls that no one knows.
I'm trying to answer it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm trying to answer it, but you keep muting me and cutting me off. What I want is this is my answer.
I'm going to mute you if you talk about, either of the two random trolls that no one knows.
Well, you know them based on the video, but whatever. You just said you know one.
I've literally already clarified.
I don't want to talk.
I just don't know. I mean,
I don't want to talk about.
Maybe they took up 5 minutes of my attention a couple times. I just don't really know them. If you don't want to talk about them, just stop mentioning them. I mean, listen, man, I
agree.
I don't
Let's
really think
move
that
on.
anyone wants you to talk about some random
I agree.
35-year-olds living in their mom's basement. Now, of course, I'll
I
re-ask
agree.
the question. I'd really appreciate it if I could get an answer here. So if like Donald Trump wanted to consolidate power from SCOTUS and Congress to himself, pulling from the dictatorial playbook, thinks he's above the Constitution, he could rewrite the law of the land. Like, obviously, that's very anti-American. You said that you love American. Would you stop supporting him if those things were true?
Yeah, so I'm trying to answer. You keep muting me. So
No, you keep talking
if
about
all
random
of that
trolls.
was true, can I answer?
Yes.
Okay. If all of that was true, based on the options of Kamala and Donald Trump, it wouldn't have negated the fact that he was still better than Kamala. If all of the lies that you okay, you tell me when you want me to talk.
No, I'm just getting my like real-time reaction. Like, wow, that's crazy. Continue.
Okay. So when you have Kamala Harris that was put in the leadership role of the border, and then we had the disaster border we had, where you had rapists and murderers come in that do horrendous things to 11-year-old girls like Maria Gonzalez or 12-year-old girls like Jocelyn Ungary, okay? And that's my one candidate. And my other candidate, okay, is securing the border. I'm going to go with the one that secured the border, even if all the lies you say that aren't true, because again, that real TPA, nobody, okay, proved you wrong with links.
Okay. So in response to your first claim, you said that Biden let rapists and murderers, and Trump is a rapist that has defended 2 counts of murder so far. So
that's not
all right. Bad example to make. But second of all, if you want to talk about why we had a lot of undocumented immigrants coming into America under the Biden-Harris administration, it had a lot to do with the fact that there's more incentivization for immigration because of the destabilizing economic effects on countries south of America caused by the pandemic. B, the legal ports of entries were backlogged to hell and back because of Title 42, which prevented any entry at all for like a year and a half. And then C, when the Biden-Harris administration tried to do something about it, they tried to pass a bill through Congress to better fund courts along the border more, to hire more judges, to expedite those legal claims, to attempt to clear up those backlogs. Trump just told Republicans to torpedo it, to shut it down. So if anything there, the culpability would be shared with COVID and Trump.
Okay, so you said 3 things. Let me respond. First off, the border bill thing, it didn't require a bill to secure the border. Trump proved that by securing the border. The reason they stopped that, sir, can I please talk uninterrupted? I just let you.
You don't like
keep
my
muting.
ad-libs? I'm going to give my ad-libs, but I'll just unplug my mic.
Okay, thank you. I believe the phrase that you would use here is good boy. So in the border bill, they shut that down because there were bad things in the border bill. The point of the border bill is to secure the border. Well, it didn't require a bill. The point about Kamala, okay, and her border and allowing people in here, she added to child schmex trafficking when she decided for 588 days of their administration to not renew the rapid DNA testing at the border. You're familiar with that, right? Right? Oh, and more importantly, though, you called Trump a rapist.
You wanted me
How
to
is he?
plug
Who
the
did
mic
he
back
grape?
in.
Who did Trump grape? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll.
Well, he was not found guilty of grape.
Yeah, he was.
I don't want to lie to you. That's not what he was found guilty of. If you look it up, it's civilly liable for sexual assault. And by the way, that nobody you know, taxpaying American, nuked you on that debate. That's the one where you fake dropped him. It's proven. It's on his YouTube.
If you watched him nuke me on the topic, then you should be able to do it too. So you said that it wasn't rape, it was sexual assault. Well, I mean, actually, the charge of sexual assault that they found him guilty on in that civil court is rape. I can explain how. It's very simple. So in New York at the time, their legal definition of the word rape was the penetration of the female member with a male member. It didn't include things like the penetration of the female member with fingers, which of course is an outdated definition of rape that we just colloquially and societally reject. Okay, right? If a man forcefully penetrates a woman's vagina with his fingers, he's a rapist. But that's not what the law at the time said. So whenever we'd see the grapists, that weren't grapists because they penetrated a woman's female member with their male member, but rather they were grapists because they penetrated a woman's female member with their fingers. All that the state could legally do is find them guilty of sexual assault. But, I mean, obviously the state recognized the issue with their definition at the time, so they changed it in 2023. And a judge
So you
has
conceded,
said-
thank you.
No, I didn't concede. I was explaining to you
You literally
how
just
rapists...
conceded.
No, then you're just being dense or intentionally dishonest.
I beat
said
you
that he's a
quicker than
rap-
that taxpaying American fella. He took an hour.
So you don't win the debate just because you say you win the debate. You win the debate by proving me wrong. Now, I want you to prove me wrong here by convincing me that I'm so
You
crazy
agree.
delusional for thinking somebody who's found guilty of forcefully penetrated a woman's female member with his fingers is not a rapist.
I got you. And again, in the words
How
of
so?
that taxpaying American guy, that there's a whole video of you being afraid of him. The evidence was weak.
Oh wait, now you're pivoting to the evidence, and we're just talking about what the charge was, what it meant when the court determined.
Yes, and the charge was not great. The charge was not great. Look, you just admitted the charge was not great because of how the law was at that time.
Right?
Thank you.
The charge was
okay.
SA,
Again, another concession.
But that charge of SA is what we call grape.
No, that's what you call grape, and
Okay,
a judge
what's
that
your
you got that
definition
from
for
when you
grape?
AI'd it.
What's your definition of grape?
Well, per what here's the important thing. What you're saying.
No.
You're saying what he was
What's
found
your
guilty
definition
of.
of grape?
I'm
One
answering.
moment.
I'm answering.
What is your definition of the word grape? I need that right now.
I'm trying to answer.
Good,
I'm trying to answer right now.
Good.
Trying to answer. So the point of our convo right here, though, that we're talking about is what was he found guilty of, which you conceded
No
was
answer?
civilly liable for sexual assault.
No
what
answer.
you're doing is
Tell
Kamala
me what
Harris
the
word
definition of
salad to
grape
try
is.
and
I'm just
manipulate it
asking
to
a
be grape,
clarifying
which
question for
I
the
would.
argument.
Listen, I'm trying to answer. You tell me when you want me to
definition
talk.
of
You keep
grape?
talking when I'm talking. You let me know. You let me know when you want me to talk.
Hey, I just want to know what your definition of the word grape is.
Okay, so shush for a second and let me talk. As I just said, 'cause I think you missed it.
If I let you
I'm
talk, will you
answering.
answer my question?
On my mom's life, I'm going to answer it. Absolutely. Listen.
Okay, define
You
grape.
said, yes, I got you. I'm answering. So it's important to note, because you missed it, as you had no decorum and no maturity to let me talk. The point of what we're talking about right now is what was he found guilty of? You're spinning it to what's now your definition of it. I got you. Here's the important thing, though. You conceded that he was found guilty of being civilly liable for SA. Thank you for conceding on that. To
I
answer
didn't
your question,
One second.
the
I gotta clear
words
it up because misinformation. I didn't.
you're going to make me take it from the top.
I didn't concede
I'm
that
10
he's held
seconds
civilly
away.
liable for SA. I stated that he was held civilly liable for SA, and that is being held civilly liable for SA because in this circumstance, SA is grape. Those two things are identical to one another.
No, because they have two different charges that
Prove
they
me
could have
wrong.
found him guilty of.
What's your definition
Your
of grape?
word salad. Listen, your word. Well, I'm getting there, and we're actually going to be in agreement if you can be a young man for a second and let somebody that talks with an opposing opinion and be brave. I believe in you.
When you
So,
misrepresent my
again, I
view
have to take him to the top
by saying that
The
I
point-
conceded to something I didn't.
You let me
I
know.
will-
Let me know when I should talk.
Okay, that's fine. When you misrepresent my view by saying that I conceded to something that I didn't, I will interrupt you. Okay?
You did
That's
4
fair.
times. Okay. You conceded 4 times. All right. So the point that we're
One
talking
second.
about right
Now
now
I
is
gotta
what
do-
was he found guilty?
Now I got to do it again so you can understand. Actually listen this time. It's not that hard. I did not concede that he was held civilly liable for SA. I stated that he was held civilly liable for SA. But this form of SA is
Agreed, right
identical
there.
to grape. So in this context, being held civilly liable for SA is being held civilly liable for grape. Okay? That's just logic. That's literally just logic. If X is identical to Y, if somebody were to do X, then they are doing Y. If SA is identical to grape, if somebody were to do SA, they were to do grape. Okay? And this form of SA,
So to clarify-
what he did was identical to grape. He penetrated a woman's female member with his fingers. And see, the reason why you can't just like clearly answer my question here of
'Cause you're
how
muting
you
me.
define grape is because
'Cause
there's
you're
no
muting me.
way to appropriately and responsibly define the
Well, we're
word
gonna-
grape in exclusion
Well,
of the
it's-
forceful penetration of a woman's
'Cause you're
female
muting
member
me.
with a man's fingers.
Well,
and no, the reason why you can't answer this question is not because I'm muting you. In fact, I've now continued to repeat
your mod
this
is.
question, and then every fucking
racist
30
Santana
seconds,
is.
you end up saying
The Santana-
that's crazy, something irrelevant, and then I mute you and I ask you to answer the question. So do it. Define grape.
So let me answer. You know, it's funny. I actually saw that taxpaying American guy's live. He
No
doesn't
answer.
mute. He lets the opposition talk.
No
I
answer.
think he's going to be live right when we're done talking.
Wait,
too.
muted because no answer.
So
Define grape.
listen. Dean, we're actually in agreement. Let me finish. Be brave. Now I have to take it from the top. The point of the convo is what was
Muted again because no answer. Define grape.
I'm getting there. Trying to.
No, it's
Trying
not that
to.
you're getting
Be
there. It's that
brave.
you need to do it right now. Or I'm going to
No,
keep muting you.
No, like I actually am getting there, but
Good,
you
good.
mute me, right? So let me get there. So taking it from the top again. We agree he was found guilty of being civilly liable for SA. You asked me, would you consider that grape? Yes, I would consider that great. But the point of the convo was, what was he found guilty of? That's SA. But the bigger point is, I just answered your question. Well, listen, are you listening or are you counting? Listen.
Wait, so you agree that the thing you're absolutely liable for was grape?
Let somebody else talk for a second. Be brave, young man. I believe in you.
You just conceded.
I believe in you. So did you.
Wait, so you agree you conceded?
I agree.
Because you just said, so did you. Like, you accepted that you conceded.
Let me finish my sentence. I believe in you. We both agree.
You got cooked again, tax-paying American. I don't know why you keep doing it to yourself, bro. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Every I don't know. It's like what? Every week he wants to debate me again. But I keep on debating him for like lower and lower increments of times because of how annoying he is. Like, I think the first debate I had with him like lasted over an hour. Then the second debate I had with him lasted 30 minutes. Then the third debate I had with him lasted 15 minutes. And now it's like
I'm a big fan.
Appreciate you. Now it's like 5 or 10 minutes whenever he somehow gets in the queue. All right, we got the verbal concession and now we're done. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Why? Because we're not going to change his mind. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I wouldn't say I support him. I just have a question.
Based! But right now we are only looking for people that do. Appreciate you so much for coming up, man, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, folks. We got Elijah Jacobs connecting into the live stream. Here we are. Hi, do you support Trump?
My mom's like the Trump supporter. Please! Oh, yes, I did get it!
It's that same fucking fetus. Dude, how does he continue to do that? How does he continue to get up in here, bro? It's that same fucking fetus. This is a child's daycare, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? No, they ran away. All right, sounds good. Moving on to the next guest, Bella. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Hi, do you support Trump?
Dan, I don't support Trump, but listen to what I have to say.
Sorry, Bella. We're going to move on. Dude, there's just zero exceptions, y'all. I don't know what to tell you, man. We got the next guest, girls from MAGA, loading up in. All right, here we go, folks. Next guest is connecting to the live stream. Hi, girls from MAGA. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
29.
What year were you born in?
1996. And yeah, I'm tax-paid American who just effed you, dude. It's on my YouTube, real cheap. Going live right now. Tax-paid American going live right now. You're running away.
I like his creativity. I like his creativity. You know, I gotta say, he's a lot of things, but one thing that he's not is uncreative. Very, very creative. Let's go ahead and get that. Oh my God! Thank you for the laugh, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the concession and the laugh. Oh my goodness! All right, let's go. Oh my God! All right. Oh man, I needed that. I did. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got Greg connected into the live. Oh my God. All right, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, and how long do you expect me to believe that for?
What?
How long do you expect me to believe that for?
Yo, Dean, you know I slapped the shit out of you.
Yeah. That's kind of insane to say. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. We got the next guest loading up into the live right now. We got MAGA FL 2028 loading up into the box. Here we go. That's kind of crazy, dude. You probably shouldn't say that to people. All right. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Fishing King. Here we go. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah, Dean, I'm a big fan, bro.
Dude, all right. We got all the fetuses today. What is it? Is it because we're doing like a late live? I think it's because we're doing a late live. I think that has to be the reason. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. I think that we're getting all the kids because we're doing a little bit of a later live. You know, they're all off school and whatnot. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I'm from Britain. Right, listen.
No, I don't know, like, why they think they'll get the chance. Why do they think they'll get the chance? When they see every person before them that's not MAGA getting automatically kicked, they think for some reason they will not get automatically kicked. Hi, do you support Trump?
Of course.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
What year were you born in?
2002.
Terrible at math, man. Another kid. Bro! There's only kids, dude. Only children, man. Only children. Hi, do you support Trump?
Daddy Dean.
Okay, all right, bro. Moving on to the next guest, Devil. Stop it.
Hi. Hello.
Age.
31.
5. Well, actually, you sounded 5 with a
31.
hello. You do not sound 5 with a 31. What year were you born in?
1995.
Okay, all right. I believe you. Do you mind if I take a second here just to thank a couple people before we... Well, are you a Trump supporter?
Okay. Yes.
All right, yeah. I'm going to thank a couple people here, then we'll hop into the combo. Kevin, thank you so much for the... Thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal, who says, Dean, love your work. Early on Parker's live, Dan, an ally, I know Dan, said that Trump removing pennies is good, but is it? It allows corps like Walmart to shortchange customers by 1 to 4 cents tax-free. Doesn't that make it the other way of the shifting of the wealth redistribution upwards? I actually agree with your critique, Kevin. I'm now witnessing, you know, like my own local megacorps no longer offering pennies. I just think that they should legally have to like round down. You know what that means? You know what I mean? Or sorry, not round down, round up. When they're giving change, if they can't meet the exact change because they don't have pennies, they have to round up, which means that we're actually giving more money back to the people. If that's the case, I'm fine with getting rid of pennies. If organizations were legally required to round up. Also, Amber, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Who says prior to 1970, marital rape was legal in all 50 states. The legal definition changed with time. That doesn't mean that the action of rape changed over time. You were completely fucking correct, Amber. That is actually an example that we give on the left frequently. Angel, thank you for the $10. Who says if Trump does get impeached and removed from office, how do you think JD Vance will be in office? Terrible. That's why I think that we should remove the totality of his administration. Fussy. Excuse me. Thank you for the $10, Fussy. And then Amanda, thank you for the $13. Who says, Dean, I hope you take care of yourself. I try my best. Thank you for the $13, Amanda. I want to get, excuse me. I want to see 100 Amanda W's. Same thing to you, Brittany. Thank you for the $10. Who says, I've never unfollowed a more disgusting, vile human being than that person earlier. She's vile and needs help. I don't know how those victims, but please send them all the love in the world. Well, I'm happy to hear that was your takeaway, Brittany. Thank you for unfollowing them, and thank you for the $10. And then Michaela, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal, who says that last guest must be such a good feeling as to why you do what you do. Thank you for all the time and energy you put into this, and kudos to that guy for being so open about how all of this has changed for him. Michaela sent that donation in earlier when we had that guy come up, and he was like, hey, I actually am questioning my support for Trump because of what we talked about at the beginning of the stream. So thank you. I appreciate you for the $20, Michaela, and I did love to see that. And then Logan, thank you for the $5. We're all caught up over on PayPal. Let's quickly catch up on Venmo. Paige, thank you for the $2. And I accidentally just woke up my poor husband laughing at that. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Taylor, thank you for the $5. Who says that TPA guy's a character? Absolutely. Terrible character. Gabe, thank you so much for the $5 as well. Thank you so much. And then Leo, thank you for the $10 who says, hey, Dean, you're doing great. Thank you so much for the love, Leo. Show some love to Leo. Then Gene, thank you for the $10 who says, what's up, Dean? Much love to yourself, Gene. Good to see you. Christian, thank you for the $10 who says, hey, Dean, just a reminder to keep pushing and doing what you do. Thank you, Christian. Then Ben, thank you for the $10. Sophie, thank you for the $5. Then Brianna, thank you so much for the $10 as well over on Venmo. And then Susan, thank you. Thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. I appreciate you. That came in 11 minutes ago when we were talking to TPA, Taxpaying American, when he was undercover on his first account, saying this is Taxpaying American. He says Convo all the time. Yeah, that was totally him. I really appreciate you so much for the $50, Susan. That is so fucking kind. I want to see 500 Susan W's down below in that comment section. Same thing to you, Jacob. Thank you for the 10. And with the 5, then Gina. Thank you so much for the $20. Who says the way that you show up with conviction and integrity gives me real hope for this next generation. I look forward to your lives every day, and I've learned so much from you. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for the $20, Gina. Show some love to Gina. Thank you so much for the kind words. And let's also get 250 Mark W's for the $25 donation. Thank you so much for that love, Mark. Then Ben, thank you for the 10. Then Abigail, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Abigail, you should join my Discord. I bet they can answer that question. Thank you so much for the $20. And then Milo, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Vanessa with the $20 says, WD now here changing minds and changing lives. Keep up the good work, nephew. Vanessa, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for that love. Show some love to Vanessa. Then same thing with Gretchen. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Then Ben with the $10. Thank you so much for that love, Ben. And then Adrian, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. And you got it, Adrian. I'll try my best to do that. Thank you so much for the $50. That is so fucking kind of you. Then Mad, thank you for the $10, who says, as always, thank you for giving voice to the truth. Well, I appreciate you for the $10. And then Patsy, this was 30 minutes ago. Thank you for the $50 donation as well on Venmo. You guys are being so unbelievably kind today. Patsy, thank you. Patsy with the 50 says, that was a lot tonight, not gonna lie. That said, your empathy is beyond admirable. The character within you needs to be spread amongst the people of all ages, both old and young. Keep voicing, educated, and changing minds. Oh, Patsy. You know, you're always in here. You're always showing love, and you're always being way too kind. Thank you for the undeserved kindness that you've shown me today with a $50 donation and your kind words, but also the donations that you send in like nearly every day. Just know that I really appreciate you. Show some love to Patsy. And then Bo set with a $10 says, we love you, Dean. Oh, excuse me, bro. All the love in the world to you, Bo. Thank you for the $10. And then one last one here, Stone. Thank you for the $25, who says thank you for what you do. Yeah, can you please share where you go to support AG? Let me actually ask her that question when I get a chance. Okay, Stone, thank you for the $25. And I appreciate you for your kindness. Actually, AG's watching this live. Still, AG, if you happen to have any way that the people could support you, let me know. Shoot it to me in a text. I'll actually just put in my link tree. So thank you for the $25. But go ahead, take it away. Everybody in the comment section is saying that you don't support Trump. Are the allegations true?
I will admit I didn't for a while, but I think it's funny that your chat thinks that people aren't allowed to change their mind when that's your whole point of your life. No, to change people who believe in MAGA's mind. Yeah, no, right?
The whole point of my life is not to change people's mind from being opposed to Trump to being for Trump. That is not the point of my life. No.
Opposite, right?
No,
so like, why can't people switch? But okay, but I'm just saying, like, why can't people switch their mind?
Like, what has he done good recently to like justify that switch? Like, oh, you see him defend the murder of another citizen, and you're like, oh, I love this guy.
No,
Hello?
Okay,
you see him? You see his like
lie.
DOJ illegally redact his name over like 950,000 times from the Epstein files, and you're like, oh, I really hated Trump yesterday, but now after I figured out that he's guilty for 950,000 crimes redacting himself from the files, now I just love him. Like, come on, that's just unrealistic.
Okay. But listen, I'm not gonna lie, it's over like selfish reasons, not gonna lie. But like, so I moved from the north to the south pretty recently, and I've been here for like a year-ish. And so then like the whole like no tax on tips things came out, and like, not gonna lie, like the fact that I no longer have to pay taxes, I actually get returned back after working for over a handful of years, because I'm a bartender and I also work for tips another way. So I just think it's really interesting that I have that turnover now.
So no tax on tips. Fun fact, Kamala Harris also ran on no tax on tips, but she didn't run on it being a standalone deduction up to $15,000 for only 2 years. So you would have saved significantly more in the long term because her no tax on tips wouldn't have expired next year like Trump's does, alongside the fact that you wouldn't be suffering the negative economic effects of the other provisions in the Big Beautiful Bill, you know, like the fact that it increases energy prices by a couple 100%, or the fact that now 45 million Americans are having their health insurance premiums go from like $500 a month to like $3,000 a month because the rollbacks on the ACA subsidies, or you know, the cuts to SNAP funding or the cuts to Medicaid funding, kicking 10 million people off of Medicaid.
Okay, but
they're like, clearly you and many other Americans would have been significantly better off if Trump wasn't elected, even in consideration of his no tax on tips policy.
okay, but my whole thing with like the whole like Medicaid and Medicare, I've literally in my own life, in my own family, in my own immediate family, watched people abuse that whole system. So the fact that there are so many people who are just abusing this in every day, in my own life, my mom, my grandma, my cousins, like just watching them abusing, selling this, doing that, like doing like lying straight up to the government and being able to like get whatever money they want back from it is wild.
Can
So
I
like,
ask you? Can I ask you like the best question ever?
Yeah.
How the fuck do people abuse Medicaid? How?
They lie. They
lie?
So,
what lie? What, I'm so sorry. Tell me what lie? Like Medicaid. Like you understand, it's not just like a free money printer. Okay, it's health insurance. It's what you use when you go to the hospital with a broken fucking arm.
Yeah. So if you claim that you have like a child that you basically like take care of, right? Like my mom has like 3 children, let's say, for example, or she has technically 4, but whenever I basically adopted my younger brother because he had to come and live with me because my mom was so strung out on drugs or rugs, whatever, I could not claim him on my taxes. I could not, put him into Medicaid or Medicare or anything, but she was claiming everything that she had custody of all these children when we no longer live with her.
Okay, so that would be your mom committing tax fraud by fraudulently claiming a dependent. That has nothing to do with Medicaid or the abuse of it. Not to mention that Donald Trump's policy didn't attack abuse, okay? It literally just defunded it. It just imposed a new unnecessary work requirement that we shouldn't have on it. It did nothing to target those abusing the system because you can't really abuse the system, all right? There's no way to abuse Medicaid.
How can you not?
Okay, well, hey, you're asking me to prove a negative. You truly cannot abuse Medicaid because, like, if you're like lying about your income to qualify for Medicaid, then you're not abusing Medicaid. You're abusing the IRS and you're committing tax fraud because you're underreporting your taxable income. If you're lying and claiming dependents to qualify for Medicaid, all right, well then it's not Medicaid that you're abusing. Once again, you're just defrauding the IRS by falsely claiming a dependent. And the way that we like attack that and reduce the amount of people that do that is by like ensuring that individuals are reporting the total sum of their actual taxable income and not falsely / fraudulently claiming dependents, not by defunding Medicaid by $1 trillion to then kick 10 million low-income Americans off. That's crazy.
What? So you're telling me that in order for people to not abuse the system, then they have to come harder down on what? Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
I literally just told you I don't understand how it could be more clear. We have to come down harder on people claiming dependents that aren't actually their dependents. But honestly, before we even start coming down harder on like the low-income Americans that are claiming dependents that aren't actually their dependents, how about we first focus on solving wealth income inequalities in this country? How about we first focus on solving the fact that a vast majority of all government subsidies to the tunes of trillions of dollars are going back into the pockets of the elites before we start like focusing on like condemning the average American for like claiming a dependent that was a dependent last year but is not a dependent this year, just so they have coverage if they were to break their arm. Like maybe that's actually indicative of a deeper issue, which is the fact that there's now 45 million working class Americans that are on Medicaid through the ACA that are having their premiums go up by thousands of percent, so they actually need that extra money. Maybe that's the issue, not the low-income Americans, but rather the systemic forces in which are serving inequities to low-income Americans.
Okay, but if that's the reality, why haven't we done it already? That's
because we have people like Trump in power.
Okay, but before Trump, before Biden, before Obama, that was still a problem.
Well, one second. So, I can guarantee you that we'll never fix these issues when we have people like Trump in power that just make the issues worse. So how could you sit here and identify that as a problem, but then actively support the president? No. Answer my question. How can you sit here and identify the problem, then actively support the president? Okay, that is making these issues worse. But if you're legit, if you want a real answer, why haven't we fixed that problem? Because of money in politics. Okay. Super PACs and lobbying. All right, lobbying. We are like, it's so crazy that these megacorps, these healthcare companies, these drug companies can just pay congressmen and women millions and millions of dollars to like vote no on universal healthcare. So we just need to end Citizens United in lobbying. And I think that we may be better off, and we may finally be in a place where we could focus on solving the issues that matter to the average American compared to the like billion or $1 trillion corporations and rich execs that are in the pockets of our representatives. Because if they're in the pockets of our representatives, then they're not our representatives. They're representatives of those who are in their pockets, like those $1 trillion companies.
Okay, but my whole thing is like, why wasn't this the case? Like, why, if this is a problem, you can easily identify the problem, as you have stated. Why wasn't this problem fixed with Obama, with Biden,
not just
with anybody
my
before?
question?
I was listening a little bit. You were yapping a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to ingest all of your like.
Okay, how about this? What is one thing Trump could do that would make you stop supporting him?
I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm definitely like informed a little bit on like the fucked up shit he's done or the stuff that he's done, but like some of that stuff hasn't been like proved.
Would defending murder of a citizen while simultaneously calling for the murder of his political opponents in Congress be good enough reason for you to stop supporting him as president?
I mean, personally, we've had presidents that literally were okay with like, you know, the execution of my people. So like, it's really,
and for that reason, we should never support them as president. You know, like the presidents that were just like cool with like lynching of black and brown people. Okay, I'm never support them because they're cool with the lynching of black and brown people. You get it? You know what I mean?
So it's like that's fair. That's fair.
You know,
yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
That's valid. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty valid.
You know,
I just feel like
even like speaking of, you know, like BIPOC communities in this country. Even like speaking of BIPOC communities in this country, okay, I mean, just look at what Trump posted on Truth Social like less than like 5 days ago. He posted a picture depicting the Obamas as apes, literal monkeys, actual gorillas, okay? One of the most historically explicit and dangerous racial tropes that has been used to peddle like pro-segregationist rhetoric,
but look, wait.
Anti-black and brown propaganda,
I saw
slavery
that,
cartoons.
but sir, let's not forget that of women in the United States that voted in this presidency, mostly white women voted for this president. So let's not even like act like it's all black women that's out here doing this stuff. But like,
well, it's not a black woman who's doing this stuff. It's a white man, Trump.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I don't know where you got like black women and white women from. It was a white man. It was Trump. It was Trump who posted the very racist and derogatory photo depicting the Obamas as apes.
This is true.
You know?
I mean, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I didn't even vote for the man. Didn't vote for him.
Well, I would expect that because you told us that you changed your mind, like, you know,
Yeah.
later on.
I think honestly, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I think it had a lot to do with like external, like going from living in DC to living in like a southern state. Like literally, all I hear every single day. I'm literally the only black person that works at both my jobs. Like I'm surrounded by white people in a small town that are like, this is all the, you know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely like an influential kind of situation.
Are you trolling?
I'm not. I'm being so for real. Which is sad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, okay, I had a brother in the military, and then I have a brother who's like a political activist. Like, I see both sides of shit, and so I definitely kind of like swung.
Excuse me. Okay, I don't know. So you're saying that like now you live around more like white Republicans, and they made you MAGA?
Yes. Kinda, yeah. Not gonna, yeah. Like I just hear more like of that kind of thing, like because you got to think it's the same shit with like if a kid goes on the fucking YouTube and is like looking at all like red pill MAGA stuff all the time, they're gonna be influenced by that stuff. No,
I think you're trolling. I'm sorry. I think you're trolling.
I'm not.
I think you're trolling.
Okay, I'm trolling. But I watch your lives and I
Great.
love you. Thank you so much.
Get out of here. Get out of here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Only up inside of that key of you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Holy cow, man. Let's go to get that next. What the fuck is this?
Oh, hey, Dean.
What is that? Whoa,
It's been wait.
it's
I
you,
had to
it's
tell
you.
you something.
No. What is that
something.
profile picture?
It's you.
I wish I could show it to the YouTube stream. So it's
Wait,
me
but I had to tell you
wearing
something.
a
Like, all
MAGA
jokes
hat
aside.
with a
Yeah.
with a shirt with colors on it, like a rainbow.
Yeah.
With nails painted.
Yeah. Do you not think it's cute?
Nails painted pink with Trump's arm around my shoulder.
Yeah, but I did have to tell you something. Like,
So
all
in-
jokes
in-
aside, like,
in-
give me
in-
like 2
in
minutes,
that,
Dean.
in that photo, are you
Yeah.
like, do you just like type into Google like make Dean Bubba?
No, I actually typed in "make Dean with Donald
Yeah.
Trump."
We're gonna go to move on to the next guest. Y'all only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. We're not gonna give our time to that troll. All right, here we go, guys. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got Dean Cooker loading up into the queue. What a name. Our name is literally I Cook Dean. Hello, I Cook Dean. How old are you? Well, they're literally asleep. Okay, got it. Moving on to the next guest. Holy cow. We got Zach loading up into the box. By the way, guys, we're going to get off 30 minutes early today. We're going to end the live stream at 9. I'm really tired. I know. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Dean! Oh my God.
Definitely not a Trump supporter. Okay, moving on. Here we go. So we're going to end at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 30 minutes than I usually would, because at that moment in time, we would have only been live for 3.5 hours. But it will be a necessity. I am really tired. Like, honestly, guys, I'm already, like, good to get off, honestly, from my perspective, right? Just because of the crazy stream that we've had. But I'm gonna try to see it through for another hour to have some more debates. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump, Frank?
Nah, not no more.
Dude, awesome, man. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Moving on to that next guest. Here we go. We got Core, that is, oh, excuse me, that is K-O-R-E loading up into the box. Here we go. Oh, they automatically left. Sounds good. Moving on to the next guest right now. We got Fletcher loading up into the box. Hi, Fletcher. Do you support Trump? Hello?
Hey, Dean.
Do you support Trump? Okay, troll. Goodbye. Moving on. We'll get Ace up. How about that? How about that? We got Ace loading into the live. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
Trump is not a member of the KKK. His father, you cannot trace it back to his family. He is not a member of the KKK. ICE is not KKK. The new KKK.
I have a question. Why did you say his father?
Because I seen it on the internet.
I think that you said his father because you know his father actually was a KKK member and attended their rallies.
But that does not mean Trump is a member of the KKK.
Okay.
Or ICE.
I will accept that Trump isn't literally a member of the KKK, but I don't think that means he's not racist. Have you ever met somebody racist that wasn't like literally a member of the KKK?
No, they would never tell you. They would never tell you.
How about this? Was Hitler racist?
I don't know. I really cannot. I think that he was doing the right thing, but he was.
Chat, I thought that was like a troll. Like, there's a bunch of people on TikTok right now spamming troll. He was not a troll. Like, what he was saying was just like so like outrageous and like nonsensical that it was only like natural to determine that he was trolling, right? No! He's an outrageous, nonsensical person. Okay. All right. Please. If you think that Hitler was a chiller, I'm going to ask you to stay out that queue, all right? Perfect. All right. Oh, my God. Moving on to the next guest, Jared. Here we go, folks. We have a couple people to thank over on Venmo and PayPal. By the way, if you do want to support me, you could actually find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message over on YouTube, and I appreciate y'all for all the love. Hello, Jared. Do you support Trump?
Sit that here.
Nope, Jared's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest, Sarah. Here we go. Holy fuck. Sarah didn't join in. I think that we just got a bunch of trolls tonight, man. A bunch of trolls tonight. We got Maya loading up into the box. Here we go. Hi, do you support Trump?
Hi, I just wanted to say, as a black woman, I appreciate you so much for standing up for us because we already have a bad rep, and I just appreciate you so much. Thank you, Dean.
Dude, black women do not have a bad rep in this live. All right? Let me fucking tell you. No bad rep here. All right? We love black women here, and I love you. I appreciate you so much for joining. I hope that you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
You too.
You take care. All right. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Truly. Dude, listen, man. I've obviously I've met a handful of black women throughout my life. And something I've truly noticed, and my girlfriend too, by the way, is that like black women are just significantly more like attuned to like the world than like other people, like more observant, if that makes any sense. Like that's definitely something that like I've picked up on, my girlfriend's picked up on. Like we were at this like dinner, okay, and this was out in like LA. It was a part of a larger event that I don't know if I can talk about, so I'm gonna be very vague with it here. And two of the attendees, it was this old black couple, a black man and a black woman, and they were like by far the kindest people there, by far the most observant people there, and by far like the best able to like pick up on like social cues, if that made any sense. Like they like the wife saw that my girlfriend was a little uncomfortable and walked right on up to her and started talking to her. You know what I mean? But anyways, all right, let's go to move on to the next guest. On the opposite side of that queue, if you're MAGA, I'd really appreciate it. We got Diego loading up into the box. Hi, do you support Trump?
I do not, Dean, but I just want to say thank you.
I hope you have a good rest of your day, dude. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. We got Fisher loading up inside of the box.
Hello, Dean.
Hi, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do right now, but I wanted to talk to you about something that, like, the stuff with the new Epstein files and the rapist stuff like that. It's really hard because I think that, the Democratic Party, like you're talking about the elites a while ago, I feel like both parties are in on the Epstein stuff, and I'm having a hard time really depicting, like, who I can trust party-wise. And I was hoping that you could maybe help.
Okay, first and foremost, how old are you?
I am 19 years old, April 22nd, 2006.
Sounds good. Second of all, I understand where you're coming from because there are members from both parties involved. That's not a question, it's a fact. But right now, okay, we see a system that's being ran by the right unilaterally. Okay, we're talking Congress, SCOTUS, and the White House that are actively participating in this disobedience to the law and disobedience to common sense and what's right by redacting the Epstein files unnecessarily and illegally, including Donald Trump's name being mentioned over 950,000 times. And like the only people that are pushing back right now are some of the Democrats in Congress that question Pam Bondi today or Rep. Rokana for helping further the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And then like the Republicans that are helping to push back against this issue, like Thomas Massie, has been completely disavowed by Trump, literally outcast as,
I think that's outrageous, actually. I agree with that.
As the wolf of the sheep, when in all reality, he's just like one of the only Republicans that are actively pushing for transparency with the Epstein files. So because we see that trend, it's the Democrats who are pushing right now, okay? And any Republicans who are pushing with those Democrats are getting outcast by the GOP. All right, I would definitely lean to the left on the issue.
I can understand where this is coming from, where you're coming from on this. I'm also kind of nervous right now because like it's like talking to you is kind of like surreal, but I kind of like I do. I really want the best for America, you know, and I don't feel like Donald Trump is doing what he promised. I low-key feel betrayed by Trump as of in the moment right now, and the
You
real
should.
reason Mhm.
You should.
And
I don't feel betrayed by Trump because I knew and know the man he is / was, and I knew exactly what he was going to do to this country. But from your perspective, you thought he was a good man. He was going to do great for this country. So you should feel betrayed because what are we looking at right now? Lawless murders on the streets with mass thugs killing citizens, deportations of kids, okay, and adults that don't have criminal records illegally to a place down in El Salvador where they're getting tortured and beaten. And the economy is like terrible. Last month, January, we literally got the worst single month job report since 2009. And then last year, 2025, the worst annualized job report since 2003 if we ignore recessions, with the most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2008. So yeah, you should absolutely feel betrayed.
I do, and I think that talking to you has really, helped me open my eyes. I want to be more open to the Democratic Party too, and not just because I think MAGA low-key is a cult, to be honest with you, like the whole MAGA thing. That's why I lean more to a libertarian, like a right-wing libertarian in a way of sense, but I'm not completely against the Democratic Party either, because I can understand where you're coming from. But I really do appreciate this time and open my eyes up.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, the only Republican in Congress that has even a little bit of my respect right now is that right-wing libertarian. What the hell is his name? I literally just said it. Literally, Thomas Massey. All right. But so that's a better. I'm not gonna say good. That's a better direction to step towards than the place you already are. But I think it's worthwhile to explore taking a second step on top of that, towards a more progressive point of view, because I feel like historically and today, the progressive movement is what has truly served as a catalyst to further society in a positive direction. Progressive movement is why women have the right to vote. The progressive movement is why women can report rape in marriage. The progressive movement is why black people are no longer enslaved. The progressive movement is why legal segregation is ended. The progressive movement is why these and about a billion other things are no longer true today, and there's still a lot more work to do. So you should hop on board with what's historically worked.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time and having me on here, Dean. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you take care, Fisher. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Everyone, just do be patient while we're looking for the next guest. In the meantime, I'd really appreciate it if y'all would double tap away on that phone, screenshot this live with a handful of friends. Y'all already know it. We got that next guest, Jack, loading up into the box. A couple people I want to thank here. Paris, thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for that love, Paris. Paris with the 15 says, longtime watcher here. As a biracial woman who's also LGBTQ+, I appreciate you fighting for those who don't have a voice. I also wanted to say, in my job, we do round up when giving change to customers when we don't have pennies. Good, Paris. Thank you for the $15. Bobby, thank you for the $5. Then Clay, thank you so much for the $15 as well. Oh, I just spit everywhere. That's embarrassing. Clay with the $15 says, I will forever be grateful for all you do. Seriously, I ask what news sources should I look to that are aligned with what we both agree on. Well, honestly, I look a lot at Reuters, AP, and independent journalists. I'd say that's kind of my go-to is a mix of Reuters, AP, and independent journalists. Thank you so much for the $15, Clay. Show some love to Clay down below. Then Fussy, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Says Ramadan is near, my prayers. And everyone, best of luck. Well, yes, best of luck, Fussy, and it's good to see you again today. Thank you for the $10. And then same thing to you. Oh my God, Stephanie, thank you so much for the $40 donation over on Venmo. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm just deteriorating live in 4K today. Thank you so much for the $40, Stephanie. Stephanie with the $40 says, I've had to go no contact with my parents 2 times, and it's devastating. I've tried everything to get them to see what's true and going on, but they simply do not believe it. I don't know. I'd pay you to change their minds. Oh, Stephanie. Well, you don't need to pay me to change their minds, But if you happen to be with them and, you think that you're on all right footing with them, feel free to hop in that queue. I'd love to try to chat with them. I would. I do my best. On God, I do my best. Thank you. Thank you for the $40, Stephanie. Show some love to Stephanie in that chat. And same thing goes to Lauren. I appreciate you for the $1 over on Venmo. Over on PayPal, a couple people I do want to thank super duper quickly. Thank you for the $10, Mel, who says go to bed. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing here in 40 minutes. Thank you for the love, Mel. Carmen, thank you for the $5. Caleb, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much for the love. And then Mary with the $10 who says thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much, Mary. Eric with the $10 who says you inspired me to go to the gym more often so I could flex on the haters. Fuck yeah, dude. Honestly, going to the gym is a very beneficial thing. Very beneficial thing to do if you can. It's really made my life better. Thank you for the $10, Eric. And then Ariana, thank you for the $15 who says I appreciate what you do so much and keep it up. Please don't read this next part out loud. Okay, I'll keep that next part to myself, but thank you for the kind words and the $15, Ariana. Thank you so much. Then same thing goes to Stacy. Thank you for the $30 who says, support here from Australia. I love what you're doing. You're definitely making a difference. Keep on doing what you're doing. Oh, thank you so much, Stacy. That is so fucking kind of you. Show some love to Stacy and all the donors. Seriously, thank you guys. Then April, thank you so much for the $10. Stephanie, thank you for the $15. She says you do amazing work and I'm proud of you. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And then Kevin, thank you for the $10. And it looks like we're all caught up. One more super chat here. Renegade, thank you for the $20 over on super chat who says I sold my house for $420,000 today to get the fuck out of MAGA town and to move off the grid, celebrating by paying it forward to some of my favorite creators. Santana and Parker already got some. Now it's your turn, Dean. Well, I wish you the best of luck in your endeavor to get off the grid, man. But if I were you, I'd definitely be saving some of that money for propane. You're definitely going to need a very large propane budget if you're trying to get off the grid. Thank you for the $20. Welcome in, Jack. How old are you?
18 November 20th, 2007.
Do you support Trump?
I do and I don't.
Well,
I think he's done. I think he's done some good things, but I also currently do not stand with what he's doing.
How about this? Can I ask you a clarifying question here?
Absolutely.
Knowing everything that you do now, if you were teleported back to November of 2024, would you still support Trump as president?
Definitely not.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, I honestly think that a more beneficial place for you to be in is just kind of watching the live to hear what my takeaways are on multiplicity of these issues. And I'll just kind of reserve that spot for people on the live that, are still like, yeah, if I could, I would support him with the use of my electoral influence. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, folks. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Thomas? Thomas is not here. Moving on to the next guest. We got Alex Haas loading up in the box. Here we go, folks. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
See you later, Alex. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Connor. Here we go. Hi, do you support Trump? Okay, nope. Moving on to the next guest right now, we have Nick loading up into the box. Here we go. Still looking for that next guest. Here we go. Hi, Nick. Do you support Trump? Nope, Nick's not here. Wow, man. We just have a bunch of people in the queue who are literal bots, quite frankly. Literal bots. Literal bots. Moving on to the next guest. We got Chelsea loading up in here. Hi, do you support Trump? Chelsea? Come on now. Come on now, Chelsea. Don't let me down. Bro. Boring. Holy cow. Moving on. Holy shit.
Fuck that nigger Tashika.
Okay. All right. Listen. It's okay to hate Tashika because she's a bad person. It's not okay to hate Tashika because she's black. It's not okay to, like, throw racial slurs at her. Like, you're fucking disgusting. Hello? Like, when she was unconsensually touching herself to AG, she didn't do that because of the color of her skin. When she was sexually harassing me and Parker, she didn't do that because of the color of her skin. When she was like, telling me to like unalive myself and, same thing to AG, Parker, and everyone. She wasn't doing that because of the color of her skin. All right. And by the way, not only is it despicable because of racist slur bad, but it's also despicable. It is also so fucking despicable because then all of a sudden you just drown out all of like the legitimate reasons to hate her. All right? By just overwhelming the legitimate reasons to hate her with just like bold-faced mask off racism. All right? It's God. We're going to move on to the next guest. It disgusts me. All right, we got Bubba loading up into the box. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Some idiot in the chat said, "I believe her, not you." Everyone point and laugh. Everyone please point and laugh immediately. Immediately point and laugh, please. Thank you. Moving on to the next guest. We got Jay loading up into the box. 1 second, bro. Dude, now we got like multiple people in the chat saying "I believe her." Bro, y'all are insane. Y'all are crazy. No way. No way. No fucking way. Get the fuck out of my stream, bro. Get the fuck out of my stream. You're just like actually insane, okay? Come on. Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest here, y'all. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Nat, join up. You know what it is, Nat. Join up. Moving on to the next guest right now, folks. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. We get the next guest, Haley, loading up into the box.
And
Hi, Haley. How old are you?
for children, I think right now I want to buy
Dude, another bot.
kids, but adoption
Okay,
is
goodbye. Moving on to the
millions
next
and
guest. This is getting rather boring. Trying our best here, folks. Moving on to the next guest, Ari. Never mind. I checked their bio. They're 17. Get out of the queue, dude. All right, moving on. We have Lily loading in. Here we go. Hi, Lily. How old are you? Okay. Another bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is MAGA dead? Did we defeat them all? Did we catch them all? Am I Ash?
I did.
Kutcher? I don't know. Is that his name? No, that's Kutcher. That's not what it is. You came up on Parker's live the day before yesterday. You're a troll. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of the queue of your MAGA. We have Sophie loading up into the box. Ketchum. Yeah, it's not Kutcher. It's Ketchum. My bad. All right. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've watched Pokemon. Thank you. Hi, do you support Trump?
Hi.
Age.
No, hi. Can I just tell you something?
Age.
I'm 19.
What year were you born in? Banned. Moving on. Next guest we got loading up into the box. We have Premium connecting.
Tashika is a fucking loser, bro.
True, but like we're just looking for Trump supporters, so I'm gonna move on. We have Wyatt loaded up into the box.
He just accepts me.
How do you support Trump?
He accepted what?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
True. All right. So why do you support the worst president of your life?
I mean, I was just coming on here to ask you why do you not support Trump?
Well, I mean, I think that we've about 1 billion reasons to not support him, ranging from being held civilly liable for rape to introducing one of the worst economies we've had in over a decade.
What rape? When did he? Wait, hold on. When did he rape someone?
Late 1995 or early 1996.
Is that? I don't know if that was ever true.
Well, that's what a court proved.
Prove it.
I don't have to.
It was
The
a
court
court
already did.
proved?
Yeah.
And did he ever get charged for that?
He was found guilty in a court of law.
Or did
He'd be in prison.
he
He'd be
ever
in federal
serve?
prison.
Did he ever serve time?
It was in a civil court that just forced people to pay money, so he didn't go to jail.
So he never went to jail. Okay.
Yeah.
He never raped someone either. I don't.
Are you saying that he never raped somebody
But,
because he never went to jail?
No, I mean he never. I mean.
Okay,
how
well,
much-
I mean, you're just like literally now learning about the court case. Like, I mean, there couldn't be literally like a more clear like political bias. You're just now learning that a court determined he raped a woman, and with knowing just that fact and that fact alone, without doing any further exploration of the outcome of the jury, the verdict, or the evidence, you just say definitively that he never raped anyone. Dude, like that's obviously not something you
it's just,
usually say
I don't know.
about
It's just
people.
I don't know. It's just like
liable for things in the court of law, right? And it's also something that you wouldn't say about a man with Trump's character. Like he has a character of a man.
I mean,
that
I mean,
right? This is the same
I'm
guy
just
that said he
saying,
found it
'cause,
funny
like-
when he sexually exploited naked women and girls. The same guy that hit on a 10-year-old girl. The same guy that hit on his own daughter. You know, the same guy that's in the Epstein files over a million times. Oh yeah. So
okay. So what? Like,
oh, this is 1995. So what? So if your mom was raped in 1995, would you still be saying so what?
I mean, that's a little different, but
Oh yeah, because it's just one woman,
you know,
not
I
this
mean,
other woman.
he's-
So
okay,
when it's
so
so when
you're
it's
saying
woman
that-
number
you're saying
one,
that.
if she was raped in 1995, so what? But if it was woman number two, if she was raped in 1995, it would be just as relevant to you if she was raped today. All right. So once again, just another very clear example of bias where you're literally willing to forego the fact that rape is wrong to support Trump. Dumb and Dumber.
No, rape is 100% wrong, but I just
Not proven.
yeah.
Right, you're going to repeat that it hasn't been proven after I told you that a court proved it, and you ignored that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, once again, Dumb and Dumber. You left. All right. Okay, fine. Maybe I'm going a little bit too hard. Not on that guy. I think I didn't go hard enough because he said, so fucking what? Oh, bro, dude. Oh, my goodness. Terrible. All right, moving on to the next guest. Hi, do you support Trump? Maybe that's the reason why we can't find any Trump supporters, because like they're literally in and out in like under 2 minutes. In under 2 minutes, they are in and out. It is insane. Let's get that next guest loaded up into the box. Hi, do you support Trump? Oh, no, they're gone. Moving on. Hi, do you support Trump? No, they're also not here. Hey, is there anybody that's been here for over 2 hours and remembers what we're talking about at the beginning? Anyone? I'd assume a couple of y'all. A little quick status update. It's getting bad over there in that other person's live. Apparently, reports are in that they've now univocally determined that the child...
Dean is a... Oh my god, Dean, hi.
By... that the child from that last point that we went over about, you know, the PP and whatnot was probably joking about being under the age of 18. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult. that
Dean,
supports
are you high?
Trump.
Yeah, I'm an adult who supports Trump.
I don't know if you could say that on TikTok. I gotta ban you, but no, the answer to your question would be no.
Oh, no, okay. I did not know that. My bad.
I mean, okay. I don't know. I think you're good. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if you're good. But the answer to
Okay, I
your
won't say
question is
that again,
no.
but are you?
No.
Oh, you mean you look like it.
Okay, it's because I have like two massive lights shining in my eyes. You know, it actually sucks. When I end these streams, I'm super lightheaded. I'm over here going like that because of these two massive lights. I get it. But anyways,
All
how
right.
old are you?
I'm 18.
And what year were you born in?
2007.
Okay. And why the hell do you support the worst president of your life? Let's hear it.
I like his policies.
Okay, like which ones, to be more specific?
Immigration.
Oh, like which ones, to be more specific?
Mass deportation.
Oh, okay. What's one positive outcome of mass deportation on this country?
Gets the illegals out.
Oh, yeah. So what positive outcome do we get for the United States of America when we get all the undocumented immigrants out? How does that help us? That's what I'm asking.
All the criminals.
Okay, it's like, because they're criminals?
Yes.
Okay, but like, how does that benefit us? Because now you're just saying a word. and by the way, it's not true because over 70% of the undocumented immigrants that have been deported
How does it
haven't
benefit us?
had a
Because,
criminal record.
there's
And if
less
you just want to
crime.
pose it that they're all criminals because they broke the law when coming in, that's also
Newsmax
false.
told me.
A vast majority.
Newsmax said they're all criminals. So.
Yeah, get out of here, you're trolling. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest right now. On the opposite side of that queue, if you happen to be MAGA. Fun fact, that's actually like, he was a troll, so I think he was trying to like make an exaggeratedly terrible argument. But we act like I have that same dialogue tree with at like minimum like 3 people a day. All right, so moving on. Hi, Kyle. Do you support Trump?
Fuck no. You're the man, Dean.
Dude, shout out to you, dude. Take care, Kyle. Take care. What a goat. What a shad. Moving on. We got Kathy loading up in the box. Here we go. Hi, Kathy. Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
How old are you?
18.
And how long do you expect me to believe that one for? I just know. It's got that 6th scent. Not 6th scent. I couldn't tell that you're a fetus because of the way that you smell. That obviously wouldn't make any sense since it's a live stream. I meant to say 6 cents. There we go. Moving on to the next guest, Gabby. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yes, I.
Well, you left the app as soon as you said do, so I'd appreciate if you could come back so we could all hear
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry.
Lily Pad, thank you for the glowing jellyfish. All right,
Are you
hi,
there?
How old are you? Yeah, yes. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Okay, before I let you take it away, I'm going to thank a couple people. MTN, thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for that love, MTN. That is so fucking kind of you. Thank you. Thank you so much, MTN. Show some love to MTN down below, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. MTN with a 50. Yeah, once again, thank you. I appreciate you so much for the love and kindness, dude. A couple other people to thank here over on Venmo and PayPal. First on Venmo. David, thank you so much for the $40. Thank you so much for the love, David. That's David. You told me earlier that you're moving off grid. A reason I'm moving off grid is because I've been assaulted by my neighbors for like 8 years, even for things like listening to you, Parker and Santana during the day. This is what mask off MAGA activity looks like when they know they have no consequences. David, I've seen that myself in person too. I'm so sorry that you have to live through that, and I think it's a great idea for you to get off grid. Huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for the $40, David. Show some love to David in that chat. Before I finish thanking the donors, quickly, why does it say that you're 19 in your bio, but then you just told us that you're 18 here?
I meant to change my bio to 18 before I joined because I could not get accepted, but I think I put, does it say 19 actually?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm 18. I was born September 28, 2007, so that was a
Question,
mistype.
are you still in high school, or do you go to university? Are you working?
I'm a senior, but I'm enrolling in UIW. I graduate in May.
You could totally be 17. I can't trust you. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. On the opposite side of the queue, if you happen to be MAGA, I really appreciate it, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the queue right now, folks. All right, here we go. We have user 672-54338. Here we go. All right, they just left. Yeah, still really struggling to find somebody to debate. Okay, let's go and continue to thank a couple people. Joanne, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Joanne says, hey, Dean.
Hello.
One moment. Wasn't able to fit my message here and sent it through your public Facebook page. Would really appreciate you taking a look. Wishing you the best night. Thank you for all that you do. Your show appreciated by many. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I kind of hate to be the bearer of bad news here. I don't actually have a Facebook account. There are fake Dean Withers with like 1 million followers, like unironically on Facebook. They're not me. I don't know who the hell they are, but they're not me. So I will not see that message, Joanne, but I appreciate you so much for the $25. Hey, Mac, would you like to come back to the live?
Yeah, I'm here still.
How old are you?
18, born in 2008 of January.
Oh, wow, you just turned 18. All right.
Yeah.
And do you support Trump?
I'm kind of neutral on it. I just want to learn some stuff about it.
Kind of neutral on it. Well, if you're just neutral and you want to learn, I feel like that's a really good position to be in for a viewer of the live stream.
Well, I just want to understand how not mass deportation isn't positive.
Yeah, because it yields. Okay,
Because
I'll just tell you this real quick. Because it yields no like positive outcomes for anyone ever. So on the economy, we know that mass deportation just completely destroys it. According to the American Immigration Council, undocumented immigrants pay over $1 billion per year in taxes on the federal, state, and local level. Alongside, they pay in over $1.1 through $1.7 trillion to the GDP, and they account for 8.3 million of our laborers and 11 million of our consumers. You remove them from the market, you reduce your taxable revenue by over $100 billion per year, you reduce your GDP by over $1 trillion per year, and then you destabilize our industries by firing their workers and removing their consumers, so now they have a lower level of productive capacities to create and sell goods. And that's maybe why we've seen some of the worst job reports since the Great Recession, or even like early in like 2003 in 2025, then of course January of 2026. And that's just the terrible economic outcomes of mass deportation. That doesn't even begin to consider the atrocities and human rights violations, constitutional violations, violations of federal law, so on and so forth. Hello, Blazin.
Hello, how are you doing? I've debated you before a while ago.
I mean, I don't remember you, but I just saw you comment, quote unquote, word vomit when I was talking about why mass deportation was an issue. What about that was a word vomit, may I ask? Is it maybe a little too fast?
Just everything you said. No, it's just stuff that, is regurgitated. That's why I said word vomit. But
well, it's when you say regurgitated, you mean that I repeat it. Well, yeah, when I get the same question, I'm going to give the same answer. And if anything, that's an indicator of factuality, because if I were to be giving unfactual, false answers to the questions, they'd likely change, okay? But when I'm giving factual, correct answers to these questions, like, why would they change? As a fact, a year ago, as it was 6 months ago, as it is today, that the American Immigration Council tells us that undocumented immigrants contribute $1.1 through $1.7 trillion to the GDP per year. So, I mean, of course, I'll continue to bring that up when asked why mass deportation is a bad thing.
Well, I'll just continue to say, it puts a strain on our healthcare workers. A lot of people come over here and they don't have insurance. We have to pay for that. But mainly what I wanted to talk about was every time I switch over to your thing, you're always bringing up the rape thing and the dressing rooms.
Oh, yeah, because he has a character of a man who should be in prison, not the Oval Office.
Well, Dean, the problem with it is all these accusations, if they would have came about his entire life, that would have been one thing. But when it's 2016 and it's 3 months before an election, that's a little suspect. 30 accusations in less than 3 months. And do you know who Lisa Bloom is? Harvey Weinstein's lawyer? Do you know they actually paid the girls in the beauty pageants that all of them said Trump never did anything nasty to him or said anything out of line? Every one of them did.
That's a lie.
What?
Yeah, that is a lie.
That is not a lie.
I could literally give you
Everybody
the
go to
names.
ChatGPT or anywhere and Google that. All the girls said that Trump never did anything to make them feel uncomfortable. Lisa Bloom came to them and offered them money from donors for homes and relocations to be safer. Some of them got their homes paid off. This is true. Look it up.
This is
Harvey Weinstein's
objectively
lawyer.
false. Let me tell you.
It's not 30 days before the election. She spoke to every one of them. That is
Keep on
true.
going. Okay, then who's Mariah
Is it not
Delgado?
true? Dean, are you saying it's not true that Lisa Bloom did not talk to all those girls and ask them to come out?
I'm saying that's not true because who's Mariah Delgado?
Okay, guys, check it. Check it, guys.
Answer my question.
Have your chat check it.
Answer my question. Who is Mariah Delgado?
Who is she? One of the accusers?
Mariah Delgado was one of the beauty pageant contestants at Miss Teen USA in 1997. If you go on Google and you look up Trump, Miss Teen USA, Mariah Delgado, you'll be given an interview where her and then 3 other teens from that same year corroborate what Trump admitted to Howard Stern. And they said that Trump would just barge in on them while they're naked. And they even quoted him as saying, don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before. Same thing from Miss Vermont at Miss USA in 1997. And then Miss Arizona from Miss USA in 2001. That was just such a shitty white lie. You probably saw that somewhere.
No.
I doubt that you're making it up.
That's
I just got one more. I just got one more sentence.
I'm letting you speak.
I
before
doubt that
answer.
you're making it up. Okay, But like what I think is more likely to be true here is that you just like kind of saw it as like a random shit post on like Truth Social or X, and then just took it for
That Lisa Bloom, a lawyer, spoke to those girls before they came out. They would have never come out, and she didn't pay them donor money. That's facts. Those are facts that your chat can look up right now. She went to all of them, and it's funny that you bring up the Howard Stern thing, because that is why she approached those people in the pageant. Is because he brought up in 2000 on Howard Stern, and he did say that he saw women half naked, not at Miss Teen USA, but the other beauty pageants. I mean, what do you mean the evidence? What do you? It's fact. I mean, anybody can look it up right now. It's fact.
Look what up?
That Trump did say he went backstage in a beauty pageant.
About Lisa Bloom.
Lisa Bloom, the lawyer?
Yeah, I want evidence that she was paying the money to say that it happened when it didn't.
Says that they were given money from donors. There was a fund from donors that gave all the girls that came out against Trump for their protection money, and some had their homes paid off. That is 100% fact. If anybody here in this chat, chat GPT it right now, guys.
I mean, that sounds based. Giving the money for their protection, that's awesome. That's good. But I still want a source, and ChatGPT is not a source. You've left the live, so no one can hear you. And by the way, what he said there, he said, and I quote, "What do you mean the evidence? It's fact." I feel like that's like a really disheartening statement, because apparently to like Mac, like he was just like so like flabbergasted by my statement there. What's your evidence? That just like caught him so off guard. He was like, "What do you mean evidence?" Like he just doesn't even know what evidence is. He's never thought about evidence a day in his life. Dean, what do you mean evidence? I mean, you've just lived your life in a cult, man. I don't know. Like I said, you've left the live. No one can hear you. You have to actively be on the live in order for
no. I was letting you speak. I was just typing it in so I could get you your answer.
Yeah, just keep in mind AI is not a source.
I was trying to give you what you asked for. I mean, I know it's true. I do my research, but I figured you knew that at least that much, that Lisa Bloom came out to all of them.
Still waiting on that source.
It says it came out on The Hill. That's the source.
Okay, I just need the title of the article. Oh my God. Let me read y'all a tweet I just found. "Quote unquote, Dean Withers and his lapdog Parker are evil white supremacists for this disgusting stunt against a black woman, Tashika. People forget this fraud was MAGA, overly homophobic, said the N-word, but now he grifts. Believe anything the man who cried over Charlie Kirk says is insane." God, man. You know, they just, oh my God. There's so many people out there.
I'm going to put the link in the chat.
I'll just like believe it. It's unreal. Oh, brother.
I put the link in your chat.
Buddy, we have 15,000 chatters. I'm not going to be able to identify the link in the chat. I just need you to... I need to go back on pause, go back to Google, and then just tell me the name of the article. You've already told us who published it. Like, good job, buddy. You're halfway there. Oh my God.
It's from The Week, and it's civil rights lawyer solicited donations.
Civil rights lawyer solicited donation for Trump accusers. A civil rights lawyer named Lisa Bloom solicited donations to pay women who have made or were considering making sexual harassment allegations against President Trump, The Hill reported Friday. Documents reviewed by The Hill date these efforts to the final months of the 2016 election and suggest that people associated with political action committees supporting Hillary Clinton were among those that Bloom contacted. Bloom's efforts included to sell alleged victim stories to TV outlets in return for commission for himself, The Hill says, as well as arranging a donor to pay off one Trump accuser's mortgage and attempting to secure a six-figure payment for another woman who ultimately declined to come forward after being offered as much as $750,000. Wow. Yeah, look at that. I accept that what you're saying is true, and I actually defend it. I think that Lisa Bloom is a goddamn patriot. And by the way, I looked a little bit more into Lisa Bloom. Right now, she's representing 11 Epstein victims, so she truly does care. What a patriot. And I mean, I think that this speaks volumes because, what women and girls think when they see the fact that their abusers, like running for president, about to be serving from the Oval Office, is they don't want to come out, okay? Because they don't want to feel the negative consequences of rape culture. They don't want to be, shoved away from society, excluded as a crazy, because they're repeating and sharing their story. And I mean, honestly, if, Lisa Bloom, this patriotic civil rights attorney is like, hey, we could help soften the blow. We could help make it easier. We could help give you money for your protection to move if you want, okay, to make your life easier in the process. I support it. And I mean, I think that line that you left out there, that ultimately a woman declined to come forward after being offered as much as $750,000 really pushes that point to be true. All right? Because your perspective on the matter was, well, it was bribery, inducing people to make false claims about Trump. When in all reality, no, it was just attempting to help soften the blow of the impact of rape culture so individuals might feel comfortable in coming forward. But even in this process, there were still yet women who did not come forward who were offered $750,000. Not to mention,
Well, more
not to
girls
mention
came out and said
that there was a lot of people
that
that came forward from the pageants that stayed anonymous. So we know that they couldn't have been getting paid by Lisa Bloom. Like the 3 anonymous teens at the Miss Teen USA alongside Mariah Belgado. And then second of all, how do we even know that Mariah Belgado was paid? How do we know that this wasn't other victims? I mean, bro, he has 40 fucking accusations that we know of. Think about all the ones that we don't know of. What if this was for some victims from this one place in this one time, not these other victims in this other place in this other time? And then on top of that, I feel like
this money only came from
story,
Lisa Bloom.
One moment. I feel like the narrative disputing that Donald Trump did sexually exploit the women and girls that competed at Miss Teen USA, Miss USA is really tried and terrible, quite frankly. Because the reason why we know that Donald Trump sexually exploited women and girls at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA is because he admitted to it, right? I don't think that Lisa Bloom paid Trump $1 million to go on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005 to say that he sexually exploited people. Was Lisa Bloom on that list?
No, and to be fair, she did just tell them what happened, but I don't think she went and coached them and told them what to say at all. But what I read is that he walked in the back and just told them all, "Hey, have a great time," because he's the host of these. But all the girls were told to cover up. But I mean, still,
that's not what he said.
I mean, it's inappropriate. He shouldn't have done it.
But that's not what he said. He said that they had no clothes
I heard
on.
that. Oh, he said they were half naked.
No. He said they had no clothes on.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of them. I mean, they're in the dressing rooms back there, but they have dividers.
Wait. Do you accept?
You've made it up there. I know you went to.
Just to clarify here. Do you accept or reject that he said they had no clothes on?
When I listen to it, I'll listen to it again. You're talking about the Howard Stern interview?
Yeah, can I just be honest? Do you think that he said they had no clothes on?
Yeah, I remember. I could have swore he just said that they're beautiful women in the back. They're half naked, or maybe said half dressed. But I don't.
Let's jog your memory.
Backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. and I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no. Is everybody okay? And everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no. Is that
right?
Yes, I hear that part. Yeah, I think if you keep going, it also says the part about them being half naked, standing there, beautiful women half naked. So, but yeah, no doubt, no doubt he said that. And, he said the grab him by the pussy thing. That's, it
Right, but do you
is
think
what
that
it
him
is.
saying
And
that
I
he'd walk
hate
into
this.
those dressing rooms and like sexually exploit the women and girls inside means that he did walk into those dressing rooms and sexually exploit the women and girls inside?
Well, they asked the girls if when he came back there, like, is he peeking over there? Is he trying to do anything to make him feel uncomfortable? And that's why I told you, all the girls said, maybe they felt uncomfortable, but he never did anything like to cross a line other than walk back there, which
The fact that they feel
like he said in
uncomfortable
the
is crossing
interview,
the
he's the
line.
host.
The fact that he went into the private women's only area is crossing the line. And then this narrative that a bunch of women and girls at the pageants were interviewed and all of them said that it wasn't crossing a line is false. I hope you know that there was one singular woman who said that. One singular woman from Miss USA in 1997. I think her name was Virginia. Said Virginia Guffrey. I think that's her name. She's like the one person that said Trump never did this to me. Okay, and I believe her. I completely believe her because I don't think that Donald Trump had to do it to all the beauty pageant contestants. I don't think that Virginia Guffrey was omniscient and just everywhere all at once and all knowing and knew everything that
Can
Trump
we
did that she
agree
couldn't see.
if Trump doesn't run for president,
Can we agree that you're pivoting?
these accusations never come about?
Can we agree that you're pivoting?
I mean, that's a big thing to me, and that's when I make my decision on who I'm voting for. That's what's in my mind. I'm like, man, these are crazy accusations.
No, because the thing is this whole time we've been talking about what he said in 2005. Yes, if he never ran for president, this still would have come out because it came out like years before he ran for president.
No, all this stuff only came out in 2016. Even the Jean Carroll and the reason why
he did the
was
interview
found,
with Howard Stern in 2005.
Oh no, yeah, you're talking about that.
But that proves that he sexually exploited women and girls, right?
I'm totally with you. I don't think Trump was ever supposed to be president. That's definitely not what he was going for. He was not trying to be liked.
Can
But
you
the
answer
reason
my
why we
question?
got here is no, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. In 2000, he definitely did things that were unbecoming of a
did he
president.
sexually exploit the women and girls?
I think with the things he said, I think he definitely. I won't.
You're going off the app. Gotta come back, man.
As far as women goes, I do believe he was inappropriate when he said that on Howard Stern. He shouldn't have said that. He did say that.
I'm not asking you if it was inappropriate when he said this on Howard Stern. For the last and final time, did what he say on Howard Stern prove that he did this?
That he was, being a pig. Yeah,
No, not being a pig, because it's not merely being a pig to sexually exploit women and girls. It's being a predator.
I mean, walking in the back of a dressing room and people telling you before someone comes back there, like, hey, a man's coming back here, cover up.
But we've already dispelled that narrative. We already dispelled that narrative. We already agreed that they were naked because Trump said they had no clothes on. Bruh.
But they're not just standing back there all naked, bro.
That's
There's
he
dividers
said
and
they
everything.
didn't have clothes on. That's what he said. Oh my God. And then he said that he could see them when they didn't have clothes on and then they looked beautiful. So he walked it. He said,
Trump saw me naked.
oh my
There's
goodness.
not one woman saying that Trump saw me
Yes.
naked.
Mariah Delgado.
Which one? Name
Is
her.
that Mariah Delgado?
Says that he saw her naked.
Yes. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. MAGA cult. You motherfuckers are crazy, man. Y'all are. Y'all are crazy, dude. So fucking crazy. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Oh.
No, I'm chat GPT in it, and let me try it again. Mariah Delgado. I mean, I feel like chat GPT is more Democrat leaning than right leaning. You'd agree with me, so I feel it's the most fair to ask. But right now it's telling me that nobody said that, so I'm gonna ask it again in a different way.
No, don't ask ChatGPT. Go to Google and type in teen beauty queens say Trump walked in on them naked.
Yeah, but see, I'm doing that right now, but if it's somebody's interpretation of what someone else said, I don't like that, and that's usually what I don't use.
Dude, literally look up, and I quote, "We were all naked when Donald Trump walked through beauty queen dressing rooms." A former Miss New Hampshire told BuzzFeed News last spring that Donald Trump strolled through the dressing rooms backstage at the 2000 Miss USA pageant and stared at the naked contestants. Oh my god.
It's the Chicago Tribune.
BuzzFeed. Before you say it, I would never look to BuzzFeed for investigative journalism. Okay? I don't think that they're an astute journalistic body. They're not. Okay? But what they can be used for is interviews. That's all this was. It was an interview. Right? They could be used for interviews. That's fine. I agree. I wouldn't call them a high-class journalistic body. Like I wouldn't be looking at their journalists and saying it's fucking BuzzFeed. But you know, they could do interviews. Anyone could do interviews, and that's all it was. It was an interview with the contestants.
No, you said Mariah Bilodeau is the girl who got seen naked.
Mariah Bilodeau.
Because in this thing it says she actually says that she put her dress on as quick as she could.
Yeah, when Donald Trump walked in,
because they announced to her that a man was coming back there.
No,
so
because
he didn't
Donald
see
Trump
her
walked in
naked.
the dressing room.
Yeah, but she says she put her dress on really fast.
Right, because she was naked.
So he was coming back.
You don't understand how that proves my point, right?
He shouldn't have been back there. I agree.
So
He
now
shouldn't
you've
have
just
been
like,
back there.
so now you've just like reduced down to that. Now you've just reduced down to saying that.
I
But
don't
do you
reduce
accept
it
that he
down.
walked in and saw them naked?
It shouldn't have happened. But then I have to look at who was going up against Trump. You got Joe Biden, who is literally against buses running together.
What an idiot, man! What a fucking idiot, dude. Yeah, all right. He had no more excuses, so then he just went butt Joe Biden. Couple people to thank. David, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for that love, David. It's good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Clarissa, thank you for the $5. She says, why is it so hard to believe women? I don't get it. It is so hard, dude, for some of these fools. Ashley, thank you so much for the $10. She says, Tashika's literally now asking for donations to help pay for suing you in her life. Donate to me at once to protect against the lawsuit. Donate for the lawyer fund. Link in bio, Venmo, and PayPal. We're going to get the best lawyers ever. Load me up. Send me all your cash. Oh, Keith, I appreciate you for the $2 over at Venmo as well. Megan, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Says, keep your head up, Dean. The care and respect you have for people so evident in the way that you advocate for others every day. We see you. Thank you so much for the $15, Megan. Oh, I appreciate you for your kind words. Then Betsy, thank you for the $10. She says, MAGA is gross. I couldn't agree more. Emily, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much. Who says, Tashika's now live and talking about you and your partner. Like she knows fucking shit about me and my partner. She doesn't know fucking anything. She doesn't know fucking anything. Oh my God, what a joke. Paige, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. And then Betsy, thank you for another $10. Who says, helping to make a movement in the world. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Caitlin, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. Love you too, Caitlin. Thank you for the $10. And then let's see who else do we have here? Ethan, thank you for the 2. Then Heidi, thank you for the $20. Who says thank you for what you do. Well, thank you so much for that love, Heidi. That is very fucking kind of you. I appreciate y'all. We're all caught up over on Venmo. Let's quickly catch up over on PayPal. Who's with Mariah with the $3. Thank you so much for the love. Then Fussy, thank you for the $5. Have a good rest of your day. Then X, thank you so much for the $10. And I just read your message. I appreciate that, and she will too. Thank you for the $10, X. And then let's see who else here. Barbara, thank you for the $25 donation. Who says for staying sane and also hopeful for the future in spite of the awful trolls, racist, and ignorant guests and uneducated people you have to deal with. Keep it up, Dean. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness, Barbara. Show some love to Barbara down below in that comment section. Seriously, thank you so much a billion times over. And then Rachel, thank you for the 1. KB, thank you for the 2. Then Mel, thank you for the $10. He says go to bed. Yeah, I'm about to do that here soon. I am going to go spend some time with my girlfriend. Okay, listen, folks. I haven't been spending enough time with my girlfriend. I have not been giving her enough attention because of how caught up in my work I've been. And I haven't been doing my duty as a good enough boyfriend. Okay? I admit my faults when I have them. That's one of them. It's actually true. It's actually true. I need to do better at that. Then Eliza, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo. Who says, why is a man in a woman's dressing room period? I know, right? That's where the conversation should end, right? Thank you for the $15. And then Vanessa, thank you so much for the $25. Who says, Dean, I'm hollering right now. Oh, my poor neighbors. Will you please treat yourself to something? My God. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love, Vanessa. Show some love to Vanessa down below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. And then something else I wanted to bring up here before we hop off, for the end of the day is y'all should consider supporting Adam's GoFundMe. We have still not reached the donation goal over there yet. I know that we've been talking about a handful of times. We've brought it up twice so far. You should really you should consider supporting Adam. The link to his GoFundMe is in the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account. It's also in the description of the YouTube, so if you want to find it over there. Adam is a mod. He has been for years of the streams. I love him. We love him. The community loves him. And he's been struggling with cancer. And thankfully, here very, very, very soon, back pain disability through Medicaid will kick in for him, like literally in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. But we want to help him get him over the finish line to that point, because up until now, he's had to pick up his own bills for treatment, housing, and cost of in the cost of treatment. So I'd really appreciate it if you'd help him out. The link to that GoFundMe is in the link tree in my bio, once again on my TikTok account, and the link tree can also be found within the description of the YouTube video. Consider it. You know what I mean? Consider it. You know, it's a worthwhile cause. It's meaningful. It matters. You know, he is not only struggling and dealing with cancer, but simultaneously is struggling and dealing with the financial burden of paying for the treatment for that cancer. So it's a very, very, very good cause. And I'm so grateful and thankful for every single person who has supported Adam. Just one last time here. The link to that GoFundMe is in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, and the link tree is also in the description over on YouTube. Now, folks, I'm out for the night. Like I said, please, consider supporting Adam and check that GoFundMe out once I end. Just go check it out. Even if you're not confident or sure that you want to donate, just go check it out. You know, it has an attached story to it. Go read it. Go read it. It's worthwhile. Even if you're not sure that you want to donate, go read the story. It's on the GoFundMe. Please, for me. But peace and love, folks. I love you. Good night and goodbye. Hit that follow button on your way out on TikTok. Hit that subscription button on your way out on YouTube. I'll see y'all all tomorrow. Bye.